How did hobos fit all of that shit in a handkerchief and on a stick?
They didn't have much stuff. That's why they were
But how much can you
hobos.
really put in there?
Well, it's not. It's more of a bandana than a handkerchief.
Still
And
not a lot of real estate, you know?
you got to like, how big are you envisioning the end of this hobo stick being?
I'd
Like
like to
it's
think that the hobo could have like a can of soup in it. I don't think you could fit a
yeah.
can of soup in that.
They got like, are you kidding me?
No, because when you fold it up and tie it, like you really got like that much space. You can't put
I
a whole
think.
can of soup there.
See, that's the problem.
You can't,
Is
yeah, maybe if you pour it out.
you're thinking of a handkerchief and not a big old bandana. Which, by the way, it wasn't always a bandana. It's just some sort of cloth.
Yeah,
You
it was
can.
mostly a handkerchief.
No, it wasn't.
Mostly a
And
handkerchief.
honestly, it
That's all
was
they
never.
had.
It was never once a handkerchief. It was a
They didn't have
bandana.
giant bandanas. Not everybody has bandanas, Pat. Sorry. You live a privileged life where you don't have to have bandanas, all right?
It's
Or
so
that you can't
arguing with
afford
you when your
bandanas.
entire premise is flawed and you won't even admit that.
Your privileged bandana filled life isn't the mainstream life that somebody in this country has, all right, Pat? Check your fucking privilege. You never had to have a stick in a hobo bag. Is what
It's not true. I did.
bag.
I
It's
when I
not
was
a
a little
hobo
kid,
bag.
I did. I did make that when I was a little kid, just playing around.
But like, I remember making it. It sucked, and you're like, I can't put anything here.
Yeah, no, because I didn't try and use a fucking handkerchief. I understood the exercise.
I would say that if you're a hobo, you're probably a minimalist.
I don't know how you're not
So
a
a
hobo
handkerchief
with
is
your
more minimal.
understanding of the world.
I'm just saying, why do we not see them doing that anymore? Obviously, I think the duffel bag came along and really changed the game up.
Now a lot of the time they have shopping carts.
It just seems like that's more to carry, you know?
I mean, it's got wheels.
Yeah, but you can't just throw it over your shoulder, you know?
But also to answer your question, how did they fit so much in there? I mean, they didn't. They were hobos. They don't have much stuff. On Hinge, I was swiping through the other day. There's like they're called roses, but it's basically a super like. And some girl said something about
what is a super like?
I will not shut up about. It just means like you'll pop, like they'll definitely see it. But anyway, like I'm swiping through that section, and it goes. She said something like the prompt is I will not shut up about. And she goes chickpea soup, and my fucking broken brain goes, all right, you get one of these roses like a week that you can send where they definitely see it, and I go, this is probably a waste, but I have to say it. Do you know the difference between a lentil and a chickpea? And the answer to that is I've never paid $200 to have a lentil on my face. It's the worst joke ever. But I sent that to her, and I was like, guys, I've never wanted a response more in my life. She has not responded.
The WNBA is a thing. We've got, you know, like basketball in Europe. We've got whatever the Globetrotters are. I think they're just like a traveling basketball show. And then we got the NBA. But like the NBA funds the WNBA as well. Why don't they also fund an Airbud Basketball Association? Because I don't know about you, but if there's dogs playing basketball on TV, I'm tuning it. The Puppy Bowl every year. Super Bowl. What do we watch? The Puppy Bowl, because it's great. Just watching dogs run around. Like, this guy doesn't know where he's going. He's scoring the wrong end zone. What's he doing? I don't know, man. I want to watch dogs playing basketball. I want a dog NBA. The D.
I want to be in the Puppy Bowl. I'm going to start a petition to where I am the field for the Puppy Bowl. So literally, I just lay down. They put up walls right around my body, and then they just dump puppies on top of me.
I like that idea too.
That sounds like the greatest job in the world to me. What do you do? Puppies crawl all over me.
Like if we could teach enough dogs, it would be almost like the NBA, where it's like only the elite can make it there, you know?
Dogs won't flop.
12 or 15 on each team, and they might flop because they want belly rubs, actually. So I would say dogs would be.
Oh, that would be adorable.
Like, oh no!
Oh, I fell.
Now.
That was a charge. You should probably rub my belly.
Oh, you're gonna have to rub my belly, or else I'm gonna get free throw.
Actually, the more we talk about this, the more I'm in.
but we would love it. It's like the bat dog. Like baseball sort of gets it. Baseball tries to be as unfun as they can be, but like some people have bat dogs, and that bat dog in the Yankees minor league team that just ran out at the wrong time. It was like, what are you doing, buddy? But nobody was mad. They weren't like, get that fucking dog out of there. It's like, oh, this guy was just excited. Like, you're not like when you watch basketball, you're like, what are you doing? Come on. Like you get mad at that. But if it's dogs, you're just like, oh, come on, buddy. This guy's just crazy. He just went a little too hard to paint.
He was just trying so hard. He's just a good boy.
A dog fantasy football or fantasy basketball team would be the shit. Like we could train enough dogs if they taught the dog for Airbud how to like shoot off its nose. Like, why not teach other dogs how to do that?
Dude, this year I had the 3rd overall pick and I got Mr. Buttons. I'm pretty stoked about it.
They're just dog names. I got Snickers and he was great.
And then you've got assholes like my family, like, yeah, I got Brady. What?
No, dude, I got Butch in the 6th round.
Bro, Wheezy was a steal in the late rounds.
Yeah, Wheezy should be a starter.
I just want to throw a bunch of basketballs on the court and watch dogs run around, see what happens.
And then like having like spats on the court instead of yelling at each other, you just have dogs. They're just kind of like jumping on each other and like wrestling.
I'm picturing like a dog being called for a foul and either just looking at the ref and barking at him or just turning and in protest taking his shit right on the court.
Or just giving puppy.
That was a shit call.
Like, you know what? Not a foul. No longer a foul.
You blow the whistle at the dog, call a foul on him. He fucking like lowers his head and walks over to you like, I'm sorry.
Puts his
I didn't mean to. He'd be like, oh, okay, foul on the other team. You're
all right. Possession, your team.
Foul on you, but you get to keep the ball because you showed that you're sorry.
League, but like you telling me that you're not gonna buy the dog NBA package, I'm definitely doing it. But you catch a cat in a flag at a football game, that's your cat, no matter what, right? Like if somebody brought their cat and it got out, like that is now property of that person.
If they want it.
If they want it, it's theirs.
Yeah.
I've always felt like there's like animal things like if a bald eagle lands on your shoulder, you're the president. You just get to be like you take over at that point. It's like in the Santa Claus, when Santa Claus dies, if you're the guy that he knocked off the roof in front of, like you got to be Santa Claus. Sorry, dude. Like if a bald eagle anoints you by landing on your shoulder,
and doesn't
like a trained bald eagle or a zoo animal, like a wild bald eagle, which wasn't that wasn't the case, but it was like a Twins game. I think they during the national anthem let an eagle out, and it landed on one of the outfielders' backs, and I was like, he's the president. Like, just swear him in now. Let's go.
Or at least mayor.
No, president it's America.
Well, no. I said if the eagle, you make a mayor. If it's a bald eagle, president. Like you don't even have to hold an election.
Like to keep it as fair, like to keep it even fairer than an election, you just have people. I mean, people would stand by eagles, wouldn't they? But still, the eagle has to be like that's like the sorting hat eagle, in Harry Potter, but for like president.
You don't want a bald eagle landing on you. They've got giant razor sharp talons, and they will fuck you up. Like a bald eagle's not just going to land on your shoulder. It's not just going to land on your shoulder and be chill. It's going to attack you and fuck you up. So if it does just land on your shoulder and chill, yeah, you are the embodiment of America. You're president now.
Is a bald eagle landing on your shoulder like the American version of getting knighted? I would say so.
I mean, I can't think of anything better off the top of my head. I was going to say like maybe like lifetime free McDonald's would be like the American version of being knighted, but yeah, bald eagle.
A bald eagle landing on your shoulder. Like it's got to land on your shoulder because that's showing like it's like sort of like submitting to you. It's like, all right, I got you. We're cool here. Not submitting, but it's just broing down with you. And it's like, this is the unity you can bring. Then yeah, what can you bring to the country? That if we ever get to interview any political candidates going forward, then just remind me to be like, has a bald eagle ever landed on your shoulder? And if their answer is no, then I will not vote for that person. Do you think fish are stoked about global warming? I mean,
I think
more
they
real
would be.
estate.
If they knew it was going on, I would say 100%. They're definitely going to be soaked on it.
That'd be like a funny Disney movie, but like not a funny Disney movie for some people. Like people get mad about it, but like they'd be like, "Oh, it's like Nemo being like, nah, dude, fuck the polar ice caps."
It's kind of like all of a sudden there's just going to be more of what they have. Like it's gonna be like, say you owned an acre and then you woke up one morning and you walked out your back door and all of a sudden you had like 150 acres. You'd be like, I don't know where this came from.
It would be like if another continent just appeared, just in like wait, what the fuck's in the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, if Atlantis just re-rose in the Atlantic.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, like that's kind of sweet. Like I feel like that's exactly what fish would do. They'd be, oh, tight. I used to not be able to swim here. Now I can. So I think fish would be like you're talking about people that are for global warming. I think it's definitely fish. Another chapter of Alex solves global warming again. We always talk about, the polar ice caps melting, sea levels rising. What if we just dug a bunch of fucking holes at the bottom of the sea? Like, boom, water goes there.
How are you
levels
gonna
don't
get there?
rise as much. Drills?
Submarines?
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways.
It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure.
How did they find the Titanic? They built the thing.
You don't have to go to the bottom. You could dig a hole anywhere.
Send robots to the bottom of the ocean. Just more holes in the ocean causes more room for the water to be able to go to when there's more water. That water displacement, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it seems like a solid idea. You just keep digging and there's more room for the water and the sea levels don't rise and boom, we can melt all the polar ice caps.
No, because then the water gets into the Earth's core and then it cools.
It just chills out a little bit.
Robert, listen to science, okay? Do you have any idea how far down the Earth's core is? We can't even get through the crust. If we tried, we don't have the physical ability or the technology or tools to get through the crust of the Earth.
Pat would know.
This is basically Armageddon, but in the ocean. Alex actually is onto something very important and very good here.
No, he's not.
Saving the planet. Yes, that is a very important thing, Robert. This is no laughing matter. I think if we just dig a bunch of holes in the ocean, we've solved rising sea levels for the time being, at least. And then, okay, oh no, they're rising again. More holes. Done.
More holes.
You can't do that because then all the shallow parts become deep parts, and then we're gonna sink.
You just gotta take a noodle out when you go to the beach.
What do you mean the shallow parts become deep parts?
Because you said you don't want to dig the holes in the deep parts. You want to dig them.
No, I said we don't have to. Of course, that's what we would do. You're assuming that we don't have submarines that can get deep enough. We 100% do. James Cameron.
It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure. They can't handle
Titanic. Robert, how did we find Titanic?
We don't have to go into the deepest parts of the ocean, but we got to go pretty deep.
You start off like just making the deepest part of the ocean deeper, and then you start working on the shallower parts of the ocean because there's more real estate at that point.
Holla, holla, pass the gravy podcast.
Do you think that anybody has ever gone into prostitution because of the tooth fairy? Because at a very early age, they thought that they should sell their body for money?
I was like, where is he going with this one?
Like, well, I mean, I got a couple bucks doing that. And then that just what if that was imprinted in their brain? And then they're like, well, I mean, I could sell teeth or I could sell something else and I can make a little bit more money.
I'm going to go ahead and say no. I don't think anyone's ever blamed the tooth fairy for them hooking.
If you're in sex rehab and you're like, I'll tell you, that fucking tooth fairy really ruined my life. Really went off the rails after I met them.
He taught me that you got to give something to get something.
Something to think about, though. Maybe the tooth fairy is sort of a problem, and maybe we need to do away with the tooth fairy. Are we teaching our kids what we want to be teaching our kids at this point? This is a crucial developmental stage of their lives, and maybe telling them that giving up body parts of theirs at that young an age isn't great for them.
Pass the Gravy podcast.
They need to make Capri Sun pouches bigger. Like they should sell like a large version of that. I understand the regular the classic size, but why don't they have like a half-gallon pouch of Capri Sun? It seems like that would be tight.
Way too much
people
sugar.
would buy that.
Way too much sugar.
Well, no, it doesn't need to be a pouch.
Who are you to tell me how
Resealable.
much sugar I can have?
Yeah, if I want to, I will eat a bucket of sugar while smoking a cigar, drinking whiskey, and downing 19 Capri Suns. You can't tell me what to do. It's my freedom to give myself diabetes.
But you're not drinking the Capri Sun, it's the kids.
No, I would drink giant Capri Suns. If you sell Capri Suns like that are half-gallon pouches, I'm buying them.
Do you have any idea how much Capri Sun I used to drink in college?
It's a great
lot
drink.
more than I did when I was a kid. But yeah, sell it like the gallon jugs, like every other juice company does. It doesn't have to be in a pouch where you stab it. Like they're severely limiting their market share.
Right? Like so many more people. I'm not saying like if you want to go pouch only, I get that, dude. I get it, but just give me a larger option.
King size pouch.
King size.
Everything else in the world got king size 15 years ago, except for
get with it, Capri
pouches.
Sun. Like what? How it makes no sense. Like yes, these are great for after kids soccer games when mom has to bring snacks. They're great for any lunch in school. But they're also
what else
like
great?
They should be available for me who doesn't want to have to keep going and getting them because they're gone real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Besides that, you know what other time of day they're great for? Every other time of day. At
Literally
all times of day, they're good. 11:30 at night. Capri Sun.
More like Capri Fun. Am I right?
Bingo.
That should be their motto. Capri Fun. Yes, please. It's just almost like a crime. It should be a crime that they don't have the option.
It's just it's laziness by their literally their entire company. The people that hire, marketing, sales, top to bottom, it's a failure that they haven't figured out. Hey, if we just make bigger pouches, we can sell more of this shit.
Here's an idea: a pillow that also is like Capri Sun. Like you can keep buying the pillows. I mean, they're probably gonna be expensive, but like a Capri Sun pillow, and you can just, you have a straw, you can suck on some Capri Sun whenever you feel like it. In the middle of the night, who needs water? You got Capri Sun.
I wake up dry mouth all the time, and if I could just like grab a little spigot on my pillow and take a sip, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, you tuck the straw back in when you're done with it.
A drink pillow? I don't like the drink pillow idea.
What? Like you want more of a firm pillow? Then don't drink it. You don't want as firm of a pillow. You're more of a feather pillow kind of guy or gal. Then you just you drink a little bit of it. You get it right to that perfect level, and then
but then you're laying weird. You're laying to the side, so like maybe you choke on it, and then you spit it out all over the pillow, all over the bed. This is a recipe for disaster.
I think Robert's just afraid he's going to have an accident in the middle of the night in his bed. He's going to drink too much.
It spin zone on that. When you do have an accident, Robert, then you just say,
you could just drink it up.
Oh, no, you just say, oops, it popped. And then you blame your pillow, and it wasn't you. So you don't get embarrassed. There's an easy out.
If there's a possibility of popping, then no, it shouldn't happen.
It's not a great
Zero possibility of popping.
See, now you can't have pillow fights.
Well, you just don't use that
not
one.
with that pillow.
Use other pillows.
You don't strike me as a pillow fight guy.
Robert's a big pillow fight guy.
Yeah. I fight with so many pillows.
When I think Robert, I think pillow fight. I don't know about you.
I don't think he could hang.
I think he could, dude. I think like it's Robert may not appear that way, but it's like those are the guys you got to watch out for. He's probably got a cannon. He'd kill you with one.
Bro, my brother,
decapitate you.
Instead of just swinging the pillow like a normal person, my brother used to just make a fist behind the pillow and like grab it, and he would just punch you through the pillow like a goddamn psycho.
That's not a pillow fight.
That's what I used to say, and he would just keep punching me in the head. That's
just a fist fight.
That's assault, brother.
That's basically what that is. We haven't really heard a lot about people getting lost in the Bermuda Triangle lately. I haven't heard a good Bermuda story.
I mean, it really hasn't happened in 80 years because navigation.
There's GPS.
Like they figured out what they were doing. It's just people kept getting lost right there.
When you get lost, we're like, I can see you. I got a ping.
Like it's a short enough destination where it's not that far, so people would make the trip but navigation was shit back then. So just people would get lost in the first, 150 miles. And it just happened to always fall right there.
Probably pirates, for being honest.
Sky pirates.
Sky pirates too, yeah. Those are the real ones you gotta look out for. It's easy to see them when they're in the sea, but when they come down from above, that's really what gets you by surprise.
They got Amelia.
But what would you? They did get Amelia. Never have those like all those hypotheticals where it's like, would you how many 4-year-old or fourth graders do you think you could take? Like, can you imagine if that was like a real game show that like a bunch of 4th grade parents had to like sign off that like, yes, my kid can fight an adult, and I am fully expecting that my kid could also just get punched in the brain as hard as possible. Like,
as long as
there's a waiver on that.
As long as they're average 4th graders or 4-year-olds, whatever you're gonna do, I think 4th graders. I'm saying at least 100. Now, if you just give me random ones, like think about it.
You take 100 4th graders.
Yeah.
Oh, you get gas way before that.
But I think I could at least hold them off and get them to hurt themselves too.
Why would they hurt themselves? They're going to be attacking you, dude.
They're 4th graders.
I think a lot of people
swing and hit each other.
You're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, Pat.
I'm not.
You're not in shape.
No, I'm going to get gassed. I know.
So fast. And then they would gang up on you and they'd take you down. And once you're down, you're done, dude.
They're going to trip over each other and hurt each other. That's going to knock out at least 20 of them right there. Here's what I'm saying. If they're average ones, I'm saying if they give you random ones and all of a sudden I look out and see 4th grade LeBron James, I'm in fucking trouble. Because that kid's going to pick up other kids and throw them at me. And all I got to do is guard my nuts and they can't hurt me. They're 4th graders. It might take me a long time.
4th graders are bigger than you think.
They're not that big though.
1st graders, maybe?
They can't punch hard enough is what I'm saying. If I cover my nuts, as long as they can't get my nuts.
Robert, over under 50 and a half 4th grader. Even okay, that seems like a lot too.
50 easy.
Oh, over under 25 and a half 4th graders versus Pat.
Easy.
Like, you think that Pat could take more than 25 and a half? So that's 26 or more.
That's saying, can I throw 26 punches and kicks combined? Because I'm gonna take out each one.
They're not gonna be one punch knockouts, dude. Who the fuck do you think you are? Are you fucking?
You think
Floyd
I can't
Mayweather?
drop? I'm not saying I'm knocking them out cold, but I'm saying one punch to a 4th grader, they're gonna quit. One kick to the nose to a 4th grader,
there's like an incentive for them though. Their incentive would be like they get a bunch of juice boxes or some shit. Like, I don't know, whatever 4th graders are.
Yeah, and they're gonna feel the thunder and be like, "This isn't worth."
The juice box is not worth another one of these. Bro.
Also, think about it. I can pick one of them up by the legs and swing them at the other ones.
That would be allowed.
Just in a circle, and I mean, I'll take out 10 like that. Bam.
Robert, how many do you think you could take? How many 4th graders do you think you could take?
Probably like 5. I don't think Pat could take out 26, 25.
Do you think you could take out? Do you think you could take out 10?
Like, come on. Now you're insulting me.
I think 10 you could probably take out 10. But I think you'd be very tired after 10.
I think you could do 10.
20.
I could body slam
over under 20.
No.
You don't think 20?
I don't think so.
How tall is the average 4th grader?
Weight, height.
About 4 feet 8 inches to 5 feet.
Yeah, about 40 pounds, 40 inches, 12, 24, 36. It's about 4 feet.
Yeah, and about 70 pounds.
I feel like you would just get gassed though, dude. 70 pounds? You're gonna take out 20 of those?
This one says 4th grader and they're 4'4", 60 pounds.
But like they're also kids where like shit doesn't hurt them. You know, when you're a kid, you just bounce right back up after anything. Like they're gonna have all that like young energy, and you're just gonna be done, dude.
Yeah, you get punched in the eye and you don't shake that off. It's when you fall out like on your ass.
I'm gonna say Pat could not take like no more than 20. And 20 is I think
100 was a lot.
That's a lot.
100 was a lot.
There's no way.
Without a doubt in my mind, I could easily take over 25 and a half. And I'm telling you, I think I could take 50.
Do you guys ever think about how like the Starbucks logo is just the mermaid holding like her tails? She has 2 tails.
It's just behind her.
Yeah. Because,
It's
like-
a pagan symbol.
Because was like horny like sailors that were like, well, she's got to have a vagina, so like she would only have a vagina if it's between two tails. So that's why they drew her with two tails.
Still trying to split them
Ah.
cheeks, man.
Yeah, no matter what, somebody's gonna want to split them cheeks.
You gotta
Mhm.
clap cheeks.
Especially when you've been at sea for so long. I heard that they used to be just manatees. They would just be like
Yeah, they were just fucking
crazy at
manatees.
seas, and they'd go, "Oh, look at that hottie over there. I saw she had tits." And it's like, no, dude, that's a fucking manatee.
I don't know what women you've been looking at, but
I've been off the land for so long. Anything looks like somebody at this point.
which, by the way, how easy are manatees just to walk up and fuck? Like, do they not fight back?
I don't know if they fucked them. I think that they just like saw them, and then tales came of mermaids.
I'm pretty sure they were fucking them.
Somebody, you think so?
This is the way I've always heard.
You
it.
think
I thought
somebody
they
was
were
fucking
them.
mermaid or
Unless
fucking a manatee?
Unless I just completely misheard whoever told me about this stuff, which I'm pretty sure it was a teacher. Unless I completely just misunderstood what they were trying to get at. I've been under the impression for like, I don't know, 18 years that old timey sailors used to fuck manatees. Maybe it was just one of those things where I was young and I misheard it, but it registered.
Robert, if you want to do any sort of research on that to back up this claim, I'm feeling like he's wrong, and you definitely probably are misremembering this.
Did
as Roger
sailors
Clemens
fuck
would say.
manatees? That's all you gotta.
Hey,
That's all you
any
gotta do.
sailors out there, huh? You fucking manatee? Let us know. Do you think that you've seen more mermaids that were topless or not topless in your life? And like, obviously, I'm assuming that mermaids aren't real. So just mermaids you've seen on TV. I mean, Ariel
Not topless.
from Little Mermaid, she is not topless. But like most of the ones I've seen are on like the front of a ship or like a tattoo or like Sailor Jerry's. And it's
Sailor Jerry's not
it's
topless.
like, but like a lot of them are topless.
More
I
of
would
them
say
are not.
more of them are topless than are not topless.
What was that Tom Hanks movie? Splash? She wasn't topless. Pretty sure she had the seashell bra.
I didn't
That's what.
see that, so it doesn't count.
No, I don't think of them as not or as being topless because I don't know. A half fish lady isn't gonna get it going for me. I just think of them wearing bras.
But I'm not asking if it gets you going. I'm just saying I feel like I've seen more.
Well, tits
like-
get me going.
That's why they like had them topless when they'd put them on like the front of a ship. They're just like, right, boys,
Well, sailors need something to think
nice
about.
pair of
when they're out at
boobs,
sea.
huh? Was
I'm
that
gonna go
it?
I'm gonna go to the front of the ship for a little while, guys. You guys stay back there.
I feel like more mermaids are topless though. The ones that I feel like I've seen are just like I think most tattoos of mermaids, I would say 6 out of 10 at least are topless.
How many mermaid tattoos have you seen? Because I've never seen one.
Oh, I've seen old sailor tattoos before
In person?
on TV.
There you go. TV's
So,
not real.
TV's real. You ever heard of reality TV? Real. Real's in the name.
That's true.
So,
You got me there.
ever heard of Real World? I was on TV. Boy, was it real.
Real Housewives of
Real.
19
real stuff.
different cities.
Yeah.
Real Bros of Simi Valley. That's the realest one.
100% accurate. So, see, yeah, TV is real life. So maybe think about that next time. If Jesus competed in the Summer Olympics, what event would he compete in?
Swimming.
Gymnastics.
Ooh.
It would not be
He-
swimming. He can't swim. He can only walk on top of the water.
Yeah, he'd get
Is
disqualified.
is there any? No, he would freestyle. Freestyle swimming, technically running on top of the water, could be seen as freestyle swimming. So therefore, there's no way they can swim faster than he can run. It's not possible. Jesus would sprint on top of the water and set world records. Boom.
No, you get DQ'd.
No,
You can't do that. That's not fair.
it's a freestyle stroke. You can do whatever stroke you want, however you want.
No,
You
that's
gotta
just
get
the
to other
name
end the pool.
of that stroke. It's not like
Robert, pull up the rules. Show me a rule that says you can't run on top of the water in swimming.
this is like this isn't Air Bud. Show me in the rule book where it says dog can't play basketball, huh?
And how many of those movies did we get? 9? The
At least
premise works.
No, I think gymnastics would definitely be JC's thing. I'm on board with what Robert said. I think he would
What
do the
event?
rings as well.
Why? Just because?
What do you?
Just because arms out?
We do know he has endurance. He has the stamina, and I bet and JC was fucking ripped. We saw him all those gym. Or if it's something like a skinny guy can do, diving. Maybe diving is what JC can do.
Oh no, because apparently he can't go into water. He can only get on top, so he would crash into the water.
No, he
I'm
can
Robert.
get into water. He can get in the water.
No,
you're
not
saying all he would
according
do
to
is run
Robert.
across it. Like what I think it'd either be like the rings in gymnastics or diving.
Is carpentry an event?
No.
What? I'm just trying to think of like an
Is
obscure
prayer
sport.
an event?
I'm trying to think of one of the obscure
Healing
sports.
lepers, is that an event?
Oh, you know what it is? Synchronized swimming. Him and all the apostles.
What about synchronized diving, him and one apostle?
Him and Peter.
Where do keys rank on the best inventions of all time list? Because I would say they're up pretty high.
I mean, I use my keys to open boxes and shit all the time too.
And they're old as fuck. They used them forever ago and they still do the exact same function. And it's yeah, I'd rather have a key to keep this guy from just being able to open my door when he wants to. Pretty solid invention there. And also the key gave us electricity. So really electricity doesn't happen without a key. Because old Benny Franklin flying that kite doesn't, I mean, maybe he finds a paperclip or some shit, but I think the key, let's just say that the key was essential into creating electricity.
But yeah, dude, keys are fucking dope. I love keys.
AC is up there in best all-time inventions. Alcohol, Sunday ticket.
Oh,
And I would say keys.
Yeah, I would. I mean, obviously, you got to take electricity out of it. You can't count that because then that's
wasn't
everything
invention.
that comes later.
Well, no, I think because keys cover electricity. If you think
AC
keys / electricity.
I would probably still put alcohol over AC just because it's me.
Yeah, I
even
put
though
Sunday
I've
ticket
always,
over AC too.
See, I've always said that AC is the greatest invention of all time, and then you said alcohol, and I was like, "Fuck, man, that's the big one." There's a lot of great inventions, but keys are one of the most important inventions, I would say.
Keys are, I would say, top 5.
No,
Top 5 on the inventions list.
no,
Robert, what top 10?
probably not even top 10. There's a lot of inventions, dude.
Mhm.
You want to talk about airplanes, bridges?
Dude, but keys. How do you lock up an airplane? Keys.
You don't. Airplanes don't have locks.
Shut up, they might.
We didn't lock our house growing up.
Well, I mean, but you had the option to.
Yeah.
Way
didn't.
to brag about growing up privileged in a neighborhood that you didn't have to lock your doors. Wow, Pat.
I mean, no, I locked my door. We didn't lock the front door. You know.
I get what he means.
You know.
I get what he means.
What is a scumbag?
I
Don't
it's a
think about it.
condom.
Because if you
I think it's a condom.
Oh, that's not at all what I was thinking. I was just thinking a bag full of scum. Not
But what does scum sound like?
It sounds like cum, but it is not cum.
But if you think like calling
I was
somebody
thinking,
a used condom,
like-
that's a pretty solid insult.
I was
But,
thinking a
it's,
bag of toe scum, which is gross in of itself, but
I feel like if you called somebody a used condom, it wouldn't sound as cool as scumbag.
just call them a cum bag if that's what you're calling them.
Well, maybe it was now we have to find out what is a scumbag.
Jesus. You know it's bad when it throws me off like that. You usually can't correct
I don't know if it was. I mean, a contemptible or objectable person.
What is a
Yeah.
literal scumbag?
Yeah.
Literally, it is a condom. First used in 1967. It's
You're on
also
the same page as me.
which is also the first year in which scum, meaning semen, is recorded. No. Has anybody ever heard of scum being a?
Why did I think that though?
I've never who would use scum as like slang for semen? No.
I'm not saying like, I don't know. It just seems like calling somebody like you fucking used condom. Like that's a pretty good insult, but like that doesn't sound as cool. So scumbag is like the cool version of saying that.
Why is that a condom?
No wonder they switched it and just called it a Jimmy. Like who is Jimmy?
You'd be a real scumbag if you said, yeah, dude, I got scum all over her. That's a horrible thing to say.
Why do we start calling them Jimmys though?
Jimmy's a fun term. Scumbag.
Got a
for
Jimmy
condom?
on you?
I can
I
see
don't
that's
lucky
how
at
it
night.
started. Like, it was scum, and then people just took the S off.
I
Like,
don't
it's
like
the evolution of language.
I don't like scum being a term for one of the
Good
building blocks of
observation.
life. Whether you want to say it's gross or what,
I feel
it's one
like
of the building blocks of life.
we
It's
learned a lot
horrifying.
today, everybody.
I don't want. I quit. I'm done, guys. I don't like this.
Holla, holla, pass the gravy podcast.
Wouldn't it be cooler if instead of saying 100, we just said Tenty?
Nope.
Nope.
I as soon as I
Nope.
read this, as the second I read this, I was like, I fucking hate you so much, Alex.
I think
could-
Tenty sounds cool.
No,
Nope.
I could not
Mm-mm.
wait to record so that I could shoot this the fuck down, and I knew Robert would be with me. I hate
Come
this.
on.
No, it's not that I dislike it. And I think it's stupid.
How much do I owe you?
this idea.
Tenty.
No, I hate
It
it.
is
I
what
would
it
fu-
is, though. You know that, right?
No,
100 is just
No.
Tenty.
Mm-mm.
no.
I think it is, guys. I just think y'all are really hating on it. I think Tenty makes a lot of sense. I think it saves time. 100 Tenty.
If anything, I think it would be Tendred.
Tentrid?
Ten-
No, because that's still
Tenty-
keeping 100. It's like 20, but 10.
Tenty just sounds like more like you're talking about an erection. Like that guy's got a tenty.
See?
Bro, did you see what she was wearing yesterday? I got a total tenty.
But then you could use the 100 emoji.
No, nope,
You
nope.
could use the
now
100
that's-
emoji to
that's-
mean boner.
That's a
Instead of
100
eggplant. It
nope,
could replace
nope.
the eggplant.
No, Robert just came up with a better one. Tenty is definitely slang for a boner now.
I mean, I think
Think it's
yeah, we
better.
should. I just want to use the word Tenty more. I feel like,
Bro, I woke up with such a tenty this morning.
dude, I saw her and have such a Tenty.
Bro, she gave me a tenty, and I had to stick my tenty up into my waistband so I could fucking walk around. You couldn't see your body or anything in it, and somebody sent you a dick pic of your dick. Do you think you could identify it as your dick?
No.
I think I could.
It depends on the angle, I think.
Yeah, it would have to be like me looking down at it because it's like I'm used to that angle. But like if I had a Tenty and it was just pointing straight at you, like and it was just like you see like my pee hole like first like staring right at you, then like I don't know.
See, I don't think I could, but also I know I
It's
have some
also-
defining features where I could be like, well, that at least looks like mine.
But you're talking like it's cropped out of a photo too, where it's like
Yeah,
you
so,
don't
like-
see like oh okay yeah that's my stomach right like you don't see that.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if that's my dick, but that's definitely my fat gut with the mole on it. So
Yeah, like,
but
I could
go ahead
I
and
could
say
tell
that's
for
my
sure
dick.
that way. I don't know. I think if it was just like you showed me just
Just
me
the dick.
facing downward looking at the dick, I think I could tell you.
I don't
Seen it
know.
enough times.
I mean, like, you have, but have you really studied it?
No, I haven't.
See, that's what I don't.
Okay, what about this?
I don't know.
If you had to go down like a line of dicks, and you had to feel each one. And,
Why
like,
am
you
I
couldn't
feeling
see
all the
it,
dicks?
because you have to find out which one is yours. Like, would
Like-
you know which one is your dick?
By touch, not a chance.
No, but like
not
holding
a
it,
chance.
you have to hold it.
Not a chance.
I
Unless all
definitely
the
don't
other
think so. I don't
Cinderella
think
all
it's the
over
same
again.
way.
unless all
I
the other
think
ones,
that's where we got here from.
unless every other dick was significantly bigger or smaller than mine, no way I could tell by touch. By sight, I might be able to.
Well, I was just
By
wondering, like,
touch,
if you hold your
not a fucking chance.
ween in your hand enough, like you probably get like a good feel for it.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's
you'd
what I'm
be
saying.
like, that's definitely not mine.
I don't know how. See, this is where we might have to get the ladies involved in this question, because I don't know how much different each dick feels from another dick. Like, to a blind chick, does a dick just feel like a dick?
I bet so. It depends on how many
Or a
you
blind guy.
felt.
I'm gonna say there's I'll put it on about 32% chance I could tell my own dick just by looking at it.
What is the most badass thing that a person can catch barehanded? I was watching a baseball game the other night, and just when somebody barehands a ball, like a home run ball, that's sick. Like regardless of like how, like if it was like just like a laser right at them, it's cooler if it was a laser. But like if you just barehand a ball, you didn't bring a glove or anything to the game, you're like, I'm a man. Or
As well,
woman.
you shouldn't.
I just did it.
No
After
grown-up
the
should be
age
wearing
of like
gloves.
after the age of like 14, you probably don't need to bring a baseball glove. But to each their own.
Mhm.
To each their own. That's cool.
Maybe a
but then-
baby.
a baby.
Like, I don't know why a baby would be flying through the air past your head, but if you just like reached out and snagged the baby and stopped it from any harm, like that'd be pretty sick.
Robert, what about you? What do you think?
I'm trying to think. Maybe like I
A
don't know.
bullet?
A
A
bullet,
bullet
you
was
catch a
what I was
bullet.
gonna say, dude. I had bullet was number one on my power rankings. I know it's extremely unlikely, but like the like old like cartoon thing where the guy catches the bullet and with his teeth, it's like if you catch a bullet with your teeth or you like snag it out of the air with your hand, that's like wow, that's badass. Like that is badass.
What about like a fly?
That was another one. I was like, no matter what age you are, it's always cool when somebody snags a fly. You're like, got it. You're like, oh, dude, what? Like that's always cool. I was gonna say fish too, because if you catch a fish, like those noodlers, like that's really badass.
A hatchet or a knife. Someone
Somebody
throws a knife
it,
at you and you just
snag
like
it.
you just snag it.
That is cool. I was thinking more like animal related. Like if you caught a bird, that would be cool. Just snag it out of the air.
I caught a bat once, not barehanded. I had a trash can. I mean, a trash
White?
bag, but yeah, I mean, kind of. It was in the restaurant, like while we were open. That it sucked. I was running around for 45 minutes, sweating my ass off. It was not fun.
But barehanded, if you caught a bat, that'd be pretty badass. That's a what's his face? Manu Ginobili did that on the, or he swatted a bat.
Yeah, he didn't
That
catch
was-
it.
He just spiked the shit out of it, and it's like, I'm cool with that. I don't think that's animal cruelty. Get the fuck out of here, bat. You didn't pay a ticket.
What if you barehanded?
no
caught
free
a bare
admission.
hand? What if you caught a barehanded? Like
That
the
would
bear,
be
like
that would be
swiped
badass.
at you, and you just like reached up and grabbed his hand, like no.
But you like swipe while he's swiping, you catch it, and then y'all just do like a cool like handshake, and then just y'all go your separate ways because like you're boys now. It's like, why are we fighting?
And there's respect, man. Bear respect.
Yeah, that would be the most badass for sure. Was the Trojan Horse story real? Like, was that a real thing that happened, or was that Greek mythology? Because I'm not sure.
I choose to believe it was real.
I also
right?
choose to believe it was real. Yeah.
I don't think it was like they didn't like build a horse big enough to hold like 500 people in there. But like
But
4
they
or
had some
5
guys that fuck
yeah.
shit up, right?
Yeah, 4 or 5 guys. You know, then they just go and lock the gate and everybody storms in.
I'm glad you guys are on my side on that. I was really worried about it because like I was like 300. They're kind of like Trojans, right? They're Spartans, but Spartans were real, but they were also like mythological dudes. And so
No,
like,
they were just real dudes.
But like they were also like in Greek mythology, weren't there Spartans and that shit?
I mean, Sparta was a place, so yes.
Yeah,
But
dude.
Spartans weren't like the ones being mythologized. Is that the word? That doesn't
I don't
sound
know.
right.
300 wasn't real.
Yes, it was. The Battle of
No.
Thermopylae was 100% real.
No,
Yes.
I refuse to believe it. But
You
really,
you can visit the fucking location where it happened.
yeah, that in where the movie was shot.
No, that was in California.
No, where the movie was shot. But really, back to the point at hand. The Trojan Horse story is too good for it to not be true. It's not just mythology. It's got to be real.
Yeah. I like how you think that dudes hiding inside of a wooden horse to fool another army is more likely real than guys just holding off a condensed area.
300 guys holding off like a bajillion people.
300
And half of
guys
them
were
are like giants.
Yeah, well, see, the Giants part wasn't real. I mean, if you're basing
Well,
this
the
off of the
movie
movie,
You're saying it's a documentary, Pat,
I mean,
which it's
I'm
not.
not saying that, but it's Hollywood. They embellish.
That's Hollywood for you.
Pass the Gravy podcast.
Are hammers named after hammerhead sharks? Alex,
No.
you may be crazy. That sounds crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. Well, I did a little research. And by research, I mean I Googled 2 questions. I Googled when was the hammer invented? hammers were invented around 3.3 million years ago, according to a Google search. And then, and by Google search, I mean I clicked the first link and whatever the first thing it was, it told me that's what I took as fact. And then I said, how long have sharks been around? They've been around for 450 million years. I don't know about you. 450 million seems a little bit more than 3.3 million. So therefore, somebody saw a hammerhead shark and probably named the thing that they hit rocks down with to like put stuff together. They named that a hammer.
No.
How else do they get the name hammerhead shark? How do you have a hammer for a goddamn hammerhead shark, huh? How does that make sense? Doesn't make sense.
The hammerhead shark was called something else first.
No, it wasn't. It was not.
I'm pretty sure hammerhead is actually just like a nickname for the shark anyway.
No, it's called a hammerhead shark.
Like roses existed before humans, but they weren't called roses until humans called them roses.
They were always roses.
So
sharks were before hammers.
They didn't even know hammerhead
hammers
sharks
were
were
named
there.
after sharks. You don't know that?
They didn't even know. No, they couldn't see underwater.
You don't know that. I bet they
They
could.
didn't know that. No.
They might have been able to. You can't argue against it. There's facts to prove you wrong. Which came first? This is a chicken and egg situation, but we know the answer to it. Sharks came before the hammer. Therefore, hammers named after hammerhead sharks.
Mm-mm.
It's science. I'm sorry, fellas.
Pass the gravy, bitch!
Which is older, sharks or trees?
Trees.
How do we know?
Sharks.
I'm going to say sharks.
I bet you there was trees on this planet before there were sharks.
Sharks didn't need trees, though. Like sharks could have existed pre-trees. You don't need air if you're a shark. They got water. I think water was there first. You have to have water to grow a tree.
There was definitely land, but also it was, I'm saying before whatever evolved into sharks, I bet you there was some form of tree before the fucking microbes evolved into some sort of squishy, fishy animal. And then from there evolved all the way up to a shark. I bet you there was trees before that.
I think sharks were there first.
I'm shocked Bobby's taking the shark stance here. He's a man of science and rational thought.
Well, that makes me wonder why did you go sharks over trees?
The short answer is I Googled it. Are sharks older than trees? And I said, yeah, sharks are older than trees.
And what like?
So I was right. Good. My logic was solid right there because you have to have water to make trees. Sharks can live in water first, then the water can be used to help trees grow. So sharks were already there. How old are sharks?
The earliest species that we could now classify as a quote unquote tree, the now extinct Archaeopteryx, lived around 350 million years ago. And sharks that we could classify as sharks have been around 400 million years. So I guess until 350 million years ago, all we had was bushes. Never a tree. Like no tree ever grew over 6 feet tall.
But then how did bushes grow?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That blows my fucking mind. But hey, science says it. So until science changes its mind or has new science, then I guess you guys are right.
Well, hey guys, if you're not careful, you just might learn something on this podcast. After you've seen like 4 Shark Weeks, do you need to see more?
Yes, because watching a shark reach the water in South Africa is fucking.
But they don't do like it used to be like that was like every night, and it's like that's what I'm here for. Play the hits.
I'm here for all this stuff, like the little ones down in the Bahamas and all. I love fucking Shark Week. Haven't really watched it like
as long as you're towing a thing behind a boat and they're jumping up. Like in South Africa, go to South Africa, and that's all I want to see. Just the Cape of South Africa where they all jump. Like that's what I want all week. I don't need to know like what sharks are friends with underwater. I don't care. I just want to see sharks biting shit. That's what I want to see.
I don't like your slander of Shark Week.
I'm just saying it lost a lot of luster when they tried to fuck with us.
I think it's more so I've just gotten busier like with being an adult, so I don't watch it as much. But also I'm home a lot of nights, but I just do other shit now. But God, I need to find time to watch Shark Week this week.
Like, what new developments? It's like sharks. No, they don't change that much, man. Like what? Like don't fucking fight them. They'll bite you. They smell blood. Like we've got it. Just show me the breaching sharks. Play the hits. Don't be Dave Matthews on me. Like go in the fucking deep tracks only. Just fucking
hit me with the fucking breaching sharks and give me 5 days of that, and I'm sold.
I feel like it should be easier with on demand now too.
It should be like a red zone, just a shark zone. Show me that, and it's all it is. Like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just shark breaching videos, and like you can really just loop 12 hours of video. I'm not gonna know the difference. I heard somebody talking about taking their daughter to a bounce house birthday party over the weekend, and like, is there any bounce house that does not have an open floor concept? Like,
I want to create this so bad now.
No rooms, like, but like, let's make a bounce. Like, why are there no bounce houses with rooms? Like an entire house where they're like, this is the master bathroom, this is the master bedroom, this is the guest bedroom, this is our it's a half bath over here. It's just a half bath, and then there's stairs that are almost impossible to climb because you're bouncing everywhere. Then there's a whole second story. Like, I want a not open floor plan concept bounce house. I don't think it's that much to ask for. I would love to see like an HGTV show. Like, we're running out of ideas anyways. Like, how many times can Chip and Joanna like bust down a house and be like, shiplap, we're putting shiplap there. Old wood. We're gonna use this wood that was under the carpet. We're gonna refurbish it. You're gonna love it. Like, they had Treehouse Masters was a show, I think. I don't know if that's HGTV or something else, where the guy just made sick ass tree houses. What about like bounce house renovation? And it's just like me, Pat, and Robert walking around like, ooh, yeah,
now,
it's got good bones. It's got good bones.
In this room, we're gonna go just floor bouncy.
This is gonna be
the
mostly
next
floor.
room. Everything, walls, ceiling, it's all bouncy.
Right, like, but like people are just, like, that would be hilarious to just have us like we take people to like 2 or 3 different bounce houses to try and sell them on ours. Like, and this one you're really gonna love. It's in the shape of a castle. It's in the shape of a castle, and look, it's got a little drawbridge, huh? Kids are gonna love that one, right? It's great for entertaining. You're gonna love this space right here, and if you see right here through the netting, you can see out into the ocean.
And we took out the wall between the kitchen and the dining room, so it has a little bit more of an open floor plan.
No, we don't want open floor plans. We want more closed floor plans. There's too many open floor plans. That's the whole problem of the bounce house industry. Ice skating is just cursive walking. If you think about it.
Oh God, yes. 1,000% yes.
We're like, not really a lot of people do it, but when you can do it really well, it looks really beautiful. And you're just like, whoa. But like most of us, we're just like mediocre walkers, and that's all we'll ever be.
Yeah.
What about like rollerblading?
Rollerblading is also kind of cursive walking, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then like professionals, they're the ones that do calligraphy.
Absolutely. Like, that was who wrote the Declaration of Independence, was like, or the professional Olympian would have been able to quill that bad boy. We
Johnny
the
Weir.
people. Johnny Weir, Tara Lipinski,
Michelle Kwan.
Michelle Kwan.
The pogo stick like Braille?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm glad that we're expanding on this. I would say the pogo stick is 100% Braille. You know, that would make the shoe basically the modern day pencil.
What's the pen?
The pen would be a skate or blade.
Yes.
Look at us just figuring out shit, guys. I'm pretty sure the 3 of us could make just as good of a fragrance commercial as all of the ones on TV. There's a Lady Gaga one, and she just sings this weird song, like, la 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 la, and then just jumps, and then it's like blah blah blah, the fragrance by whatever. And it's just, you throw like a random scenario, like throw somebody, there's a Johnny Depp one where he's in a desert and he's like walking with a wolf and then he's shredding on the guitar. I think that you just got to throw like a random, like just get a wheel, spin it, and whatever the background that shows up on that is, like, that's what, like, and we're in Alaska, snow mountains. That's the backdrop. Cool. All right. Now you just got to have us just hanging out, doing nothing related to cologne or perfume. Throw a random exotic animal like a polar bear out there. No, Coca-Cola has polar bears. We'll throw like a giraffe in the snow with us just looking at it. And Robert's like painting. Robert's painting the giraffe. And then it's like Dracar Noir.
But we never showed like the top of the giraffe, the neck. It stops.
It just
like
yeah.
right there. That's how
And
you
you know
frame
there's
it.
a giraffe there, but you don't know, and you just see Robert painting and Pat's playing solitaire, and I'm just looking off into the distance, and then it's just Cologne.
All cologne commercials are just acid fever dreams. That's all they are. So either what you got to do to make these commercials is you take acid, and whatever you see, you're like, all right, that's our commercial. Or you know what they probably do? They just go to EDM festivals and walk around with a notepad asking people questions. Like, what sounds good to you for a cologne commercial? They're like, oh, fucking deserts and wolves. And I can feel my teeth right now, man. You're like, all right, well, back off on that. Let's stay focused on the commercial.
Teeth. From Chanel.
That's it. They fucking name it teeth.
That, or like all you gotta do is when somebody tells you, like you have that annoying coworker that's like, dude, I had the weirdest dream the other night. Like, I don't give a fuck. But you just got to start listening to it and just jot down like, and so we were in space, but there was like a panda bear with us in space. And then we got to the International Space Station. And that is when Sandra Bullock opened the door and let us in. And we're like, all right, cool. Sandra Bullock, Space Station, panda bear, done. I got ourselves a cologne perfume commercial. Let's get it done.
Give me a setting, a celebrity, and a wild animal.
It's like ad libs.
That's exactly.
It's really just ad libs. And you're like, and we have commercials for the next 10 years. Miley Cyrus, a hyena, and a jungle. Done. Robert, give us a celebrity. Go.
I'm gonna go with Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, a swamp. Pat, pick an animal.
Black bear.
Black bear, swamp.
Because it doesn't
Jennifer
belong in a
Aniston.
swamp.
Swampy. But yeah, I think that we could definitely be on some advertising board and just like make money just spinning a wheel. Like, you know, the like kids toy where it's like the cow says moo. Just get one of those. Just buy a calendar that has a bunch of like vacation spots, and then just like Google random celebrities, and then just close your eyes and point and be like, and all right, Robert, what do we got? It's like, the horse says nay. All right, we got a horse. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and it looks like Jamaica. All right, go. Like, we love it. It's gonna be great.
Just called Power and Speed.
Furious by The Rock. People would be like, hey, wouldn't Vin Diesel get Furious as his fragrance? No, he would have Diesel as his fragrance.
yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the chillest dinosaur was? Like, to like chill with, I guess. Because like Velociraptor, like I'm not saying coolest, because like Velociraptor is up there with coolest, but like a Velociraptor would fuck me up if I wanted to hang with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
like
like
something you can chill with.
Here's the thing. I like what you wrote down here, Brontosaurus, but like you can't really chill with that. It's too big. Like it was a chill dinosaur, but it wasn't like the size of something that you could ride.
In Jurassic Park, they chilled with it for a little bit.
I mean, it's literally its leg is the size of like one of the pillars on the front of the White House. Like you can't hang out with that animal.
From afar, sort of.
I mean,
what about a Triceratops if it didn't charge you?
I was gonna say that
seemed cool on Jurassic Park.
The Stegosaurus. That looks like it was about X. Well, I mean, you couldn't really ride that either because it had the spikes on its back. But that's a chill ass looking dinosaur. You know, hold on. What dinosaurs could we have ridden? All these have like fucking super dinosaur-y names too, so I don't know any of them.
Yeah, it's like, give me a basic one. That's why I said like Triceratops or Brontosaurus. I think a Brontosaurus would be chill, man. Maybe they'd lift you up. They'd put you on their back like themselves. They got a long neck. You could just hang out there.
It's so big. Like, I don't know if you actually could. Like, maybe like
when you're done.
Like a newborn Brontosaurus. So it's only like 10, 15 feet tall instead of 200 feet tall.
Yeah.
How big did the Brontosaurus get? Because I feel like in Jurassic Park, that thing looked like it was a good 200 feet tall, right? Like it looked massive.
Yeah, it was ginormous. I mean, it made that guy pull his glasses off and be like, wow. Like they stopped the car because it was so amazing.
They weighed 15 tons and we're up to 72 feet long. It doesn't really say the height here. Damn it. Either way, I mean, I like brontosaurs. I'm gonna say a baby brontosaurus. Baby brawn.
Power ranking, like the top 3 chillest dinosaurs to hang with, I would say. We gotta go Brontosaurus, then Triceratops, and then
Stegosaurus was the other one I said.
Stegosaurus.
Because that was the one with like the big leafy like back spine.
Yeah, it was like
That's
a
just
Bulbasaur.
a dope looking dinosaur. Yeah, basically.
But without the plants. Spikes, not plants. So like a cooler Bulbasaur.
Correct. I really want to find out how tall a brontosaurus is now.
Oh, we'll find it. We'll find out, I'm sure.
Okay, well,
Somebody will
here's
tell
the thing. It says about 15 feet tall at the hips. So Jurassic Park lied to us. This thing would be big enough for us to just like ride on its back.
So it's a Brontosaurus then.
But I was thinking its back was like 100 feet off the ground, not 50.
Oh, no.
But that's what I'm saying. In that movie,
That
they
would
looked
need to
like
be
they were
practical.
that's what I'm saying. In the movie, they looked like they were like 200 feet tall with the neck.
What's Hollywood for you? A horse has to be the most farted on animal, right? Animals that just like it has more opportunity to be farted on than most other animals.
I don't know, dogs, because like dogs like to like lay between your legs, and I fart a lot. Like if a dog's there, it's getting farted on.
I was thinking dog too.
Yeah, but I feel like directly farting on a dog, like you're sitting on a horse. You know, like if you're going on a trek on a horse, like you're probably farting a lot on that bad boy. I was thinking like horses. I wrote down, I even have like a little power ranking. Horses, camels, donkeys, mules, and elephants, I would say. Top 5 most farted on animals.
No, I mean dogs are definitely in the top 5. Horses might be up there though, number 1.
I think horses have to be number 1 because you like literally ride a horse. And then in
it's
more
like, it's
desert
shaky
areas,
anyway.
camels take the place of the horse.
It's true. Mules, they're working. You're working. You're out in the field. You got bubble
Donkeys,
guts. I
the
mean,
Grand Canyon. That's a lot of farting, I would assume, goes on in the Grand Canyon. I think. I don't know.
I
been.
mean, I don't think it's highly farted on, but dolphins, like when you could still ride on them at SeaWorld, like the trainers anyway.
But you
But they
never
didn't
really
sit
rode
on
them.
it,
Yeah, you like temporarily sat on them. I'm thinking like you're spending time sitting on a horse. Like all time, like over the span of time, like that used to be the biggest mode of transportation. Horses were farted on a lot more back in the day.
And you could always blame it on the horse. Like if you just let one rip, you're like, it was the horse. Horses
look
fart
at
all
it-
the time.
I look at it like in college football and stuff, it's like not. I know you're a Notre Dame fan. I'm not trying to shit on your team, but it's like Notre Dame and Michigan, like the 2 winningest programs in college football history, and you're like, well, yeah, but like. A lot of those were like in like the 1829 when there was like 4 teams that played football and those counted as wins. It's like that's what horses have that kind of lead on all other animals because like they were the mode of transportation for so many years.
That's true.
They have decades and decades and decades of just farts.
I wasn't thinking
before dogs
about-
are really domesticated as much.
I wasn't thinking about the compiled stats, but you're right. Horses by a wide margin.
Do you guys think that accordion players are like the best huggers, or are they really bad at hugging?
Bad.
You think they're bad? Because I feel like they
you
know
don't-
how to move their hands. They know how to squeeze right at the
They
right
keep-
time.
They keep it right 2 inches in front of their chest, though. A hug, you got to go around the back. You got to embrace. You got to hold. They just squeeze right in front. So literally, all they would do is take your rib cage and push against it from both sides. That's not a hug.
But I think that you have to be like soft with your hands so you don't fuck it up and it sounds good. I think that they would know how to like they'd hug you real good and they'd hug you
It's a
right
different
to
motion.
where it's not a squeeze. It's the same instrument essentially. It's just
No,
it's just more so like
totally
to the
different.
elbows.
you don't squeeze. You don't hug.
It's
by putting
all
your
about
hands
rhythm.
together.
Hugging is all about rhythm, dude.
No, a hug is all about. It's just feel. There's no way to describe how you give a good hug. You just know it when you feel it. Good hug is, you get in there, it's tight, but it's not too tight. Maybe you give a little right on the back, just like, hey, love you, man. That's a good hug.
So Robert, you're thinking that
Somebody
they
who
would be
puts their hands together and squishes your rib cage together, that's not a good hug.
That's not
I don't
good
think
either. And then they're using their fingers to poke my ribs. No.
I don't think that they're squishing your ribs. I don't think that they go in for the same motion of a hug.
No, and
that
they don't
do
go all the way
with
around.
An accordion.
They just squeeze here. They
So
don't
they're
go
not
all the
allowed
way
to
around.
hug? Like
No,
accordion players don't know how to hug.
No, they'll
Oh,
just
you're-
they'll just squeeze like this. They won't go
You're
around.
right, Robert. No, I think you're onto something. They wouldn't go for the rib cage. They would be those like weird people that put their hands on your hips.
So you think like a trumpet player wouldn't be a good hugger either, because they would just be like their hands would just be up blocking out a hug? Is that
It's completely different
according to the way
instrument.
you're acting like a hug is based on how you hold an instrument? I think
Your
that, like,
entire
they're good
basis
with
of
their
this-
hands, they're good with knowing when to like open and close. I think that they'd be perfect at it. They know the timing, and it's just the rest of their body is probably the exact same way that they are with their hands.
No, I think they'd be great at making homemade pizza dough. Great at like kneading dough. Like the motions of that would be perfect for it. But a hug? No, I think they're shit huggers.
Holla, holla, pass the gravy podcast.
Is the saxophone the classiest instrument there is? Because I thought of a couple of other ones that I feel like may be in the running for it, but I think classy saxophone. Because when you think like Christmas music, here's why. Because Christmas music, like anytime you hear any Christmas carol or Christmas song with like just an instrumental saxophone version, you're like, now that's a classy version of that. So maybe that's what made me think that. But piano, I would say, is in the running. A harp.
Piano is the answer. Piano is the classiest one.
What about a violin?
Violin works best as an accompaniment to the piano, I think. I mean, when you think
I don't know,
of
dude.
classical
You play that at a
music-
restaurant, you get serenaded with a little violin music or cello. Violin, cello, I don't know the difference, but they're close enough to those are the same thing. When I say violin, I also include the cello.
When you think of classical music, you think of Mozart, Beethoven, all those guys. What do you think of them doing? Sitting at a piano, playing their fucking shit. Piano's the classiest. It's classical and classy.
But I
Now, the
think piano. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. That's a valid point. Here is my rebuttal to that, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but like I know a bunch of like dumbasses that can also play the piano. Like a piano seems like something that just people can pick up, Like
I mean,
I don't know a lot of people that are just like, oh, like I'd be shocked if I would be shocked if you if you played the piano and just crushed it, but like I wouldn't be like as shocked as if you like opened up a violin case and just went to town playing the violin. I think that I'd be like, what? And it's just because like I think the violin seems so classy. Usually you're wearing a suit when you're playing it.
that's a solid point. That is a solid point.
But I get but then like I was telling Emma this idea, and Emma said a harp is super classy too, and a harp is pretty fucking classy.
I would say a harp is more prissy.
But also
I think
classy.
I think you've got me on the violin there. I would have said maybe the cello could have been in there.
Cello, violin, same family, same thing.
Until two cellos came along and we figured out, you don't have to be classy with the cello. You can absolutely fucking rip it.
That's why you call it a violin, and people like you and I don't know the difference.
But also, I mean, the violin, you can also put the fiddle in that family too, and those people just like to get down if you play the fiddle.
That is true.
I like the violin. I think you changed my mind though. Violin is. I will say this: saxophone.
Piano's classy.
Saxophone is the sexiest one.
Okay, that was my next question. What is the sexiest instrument? Because I think like a saxophone. I mean, Ron Burgundy taught us that the flute is incredibly sexy as well.
The yes flute.
The saxophone, you're just like saxophone's fuck.
Now people are going to come back at us and be like,
saxophone too. So
feel like, well, no, dudes, if you play the piano, women love that. If you play a guitar, that's a sexy instrument. Now the saxophone.
No.
If you hear a song and the saxophone comes in, that is the moment when you make your move on the couch. That is the moment when you fucking conceive the child. The saxophone is the sexiest.
I've never seen a ghost in like an apartment building. You never hear like haunted apartments. You've heard haunted hotels, haunted houses, and then like there's like always like the haunted bar or restaurant in whatever town you go to. But there's never like, man, in this 2-bedroom apartment, man, it was fucking haunted.
Did they never go to an apartment during Ghostbusters? They had to have.
I just don't feel like it's like you don't hear about it as much, and there's way more people in apartments than houses just by like the logic of that,
I think if we lived in like Chicago or like New York City or something like that, where it is more of like a city and not like a sprawling thing like Houston, where there's more apartments, there's probably some ghosts there. I think it's just where we are. There isn't a lot.
Why are they not in any storylines? Like, there's no.
Well,
There's an
think about it.
apartment ghost.
Chicago, I bet you there is, because that entire city got burnt down. Chicago's got to have some apartment ghosts. Also, just like slumlords and shit like that have terrible conditions. People have to die in them in those type of cities. There's got to be apartment ghosts there.
I've never seen a ghost in a hoodie.
I was going to say, I think after Woodstock, there was no more ghosts.
1969. That's a good year.
I can't imagine a ghost having a flock of seagulls haircut.
Yeah, I couldn't take a ghost seriously if they did.
Or like a neon fanny pack. He's like, I died in 93. Like, shut up.
Imagine like the TikTok generation, like their ghosts, they're just like, what's up? And they're doing the like flossing to you. They're like, ooh. You're like, what are you doing? I'm not going to take you seriously. If you just do whatever you're going to do to me, haunt me or whatever the fuck, I just don't care. I don't care anymore. You're TikToking.
I just thought of a real scary thought. What if it's just that like ghosts don't show up until like 50 years after they die? So in like 50 years, there's going to be dead 12-year-olds haunting apartments, and they're just like following you around dancing. That would suck.
Having sex with a ghost count as necrophilia. Necrophilia is like being turned on by having sex with dead bodies.
No, it's like when you bang a dead body. How would you fuck a ghost though? Well,
as a ghost dead body?
You know what? I'm going to say yes.
I don't think it is. I think a ghost is a spirit.
Oh, yeah. No, so it's not necrophilia, but you can fuck ghosts. I saw it in this documentary one time called Scary Movie 2. I think you're right, though. It's not necrophilia because it has to be a dead body, and if you're a ghost, you don't have a body.
So fucking a ghost is not necrophilia. It's weird. It's definitely weird.
Don't kink shame.
Right.
Don't kink shame.
Okay, all right. I take it back. We don't kink shame on this podcast.
It's
It's
strange.
not necrophilia. If it was the body of the ghost, like the actual body the ghost came from, that is necrophilia. Don't do that. We don't condone that. But yeah, if you want to fuck a ghost, whatever, dude. Like, as long as it's consensual.
Maybe contact a witch and she'll tell you how to get in contact with that shit.
Or Ghostbusters.
I don't know if you want to fuck those ghosts. Those were like apparitions.
We don't kink shame. Whatever.
They didn't look like they had dicks. They didn't look like they had dicks. Or vaginas. Or holes of any part.
Like
actually, no. You know what?
Maybe that's what you're into.
I will say this Slimer looked like a freak.
Oh, I bet. Slimer would get nasty.
And he had his own high C flavor. So, I mean, who doesn't want to fuck that celebrity?
True. So, fucking a ghost. Fucking a ghost, not necrophilia. Confirmed.
No.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
But still hot.
Pass the gravy, bitch.
I saw, like, it reminded me of high school when girls had stuff on their ass. Would be like that was like they'd write
juicy,
like, cheer, like juicy or cheer. Would be like on the ass of the sweatpants or just like the regular shorts that they wore. That was a whole phase. I saw somebody. It was like baby girl was on the back of their ass, and it's like I always feel weird because like there's words on it. I'm not trying to stare at your ass. I'm reading what it says, but it just happens to be on your ass.
You cannot get mad at somebody staring at your ass if you've got lettering on your ass.
So that made me think it would be funny if there were like gray sweatpants for dudes that just said random words like where the dick is.
Big boy.
Like pass the gravy. But it's also, it goes further down, so it makes it seem like you have a bigger dick.
You can buy, depending whether you dress to the left or the right, you'll have the lettering go down that leg.
Ladies, eyes up here. Eyes up here. I still don't understand Peloton. I still don't understand why. They try and make it seem like somebody's like talking shit to you the whole time. I'm like, don't let anything hold you back. You can be all you need to be in this world. You can achieve anything you put your mind to. I'm like, Gary Vaynerchuk, just shut the fuck up, dude. I just want to ride my bike.
Yeah, see, that's the reason I couldn't do that shit. Not because I hate exercising and I don't want to do it. More than that, I despise relentless optimism. I can't be around that
optimism
shit.
as much as it's just random generic.
No,
phrases.
sorry. Relentless positivity. is what I can't be around that. I need negativity in my life. I need to hate things. I need to be miserable about things. Not even miserable. I just need to be able to bitch and complain and hate things.
What was
I
it?
can't.
Dwight Schrute would have been the best spin class instructor. If they catch us, they will rape us. There was like cool down lap. He's like, no. And then
You
he,
in
like,
the
just,
back,
like,
you're doing awful. You fucking suck. I'd be next to that guy like, fuck you little douchebag.
like that's like what inspires me to work out is not like you can do this, Alex. You can conquer anything comes your way. It's like, no, you fat fucking piece of shit. You better fucking run, or you're gonna be a fat fucking piece of shit for the rest of your life. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be that. I'll just keep going.
I don't even need that level of it. It's just I grew up.
It's me
with shit
just
talk.
self-loathing is what inspires me. Who do you think is doing better in the masked up world that we are in currently right now in the last year? Ventriloquists or butterfaces?
Butterfaces. Ventriloquists is like they've had their livelihoods taken away.
But now, like, you don't really have to like even like pretend that you're not moving your lips. Like, you're just wearing a mask.
Nobody's going to a ventriloquist show if their mouth is covered.
You don't think they had those like parking lot shows and there were a bunch of people, like all the big ventriloquists, Jeff Dunham and
maybe the big ones like
whoever
Jeff
else
Dunham.
is big.
Yeah, it's Jeff Dunham.
Doug Funny did that.
I'm sure Jeff Dunham probably has still done a couple shows because people know the characters and they're there for the characters more than just how good he is at doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to go to see a random ventriloquist in your car from 300 feet away going, well, I can't tell if he's moving his mouth anyway. But ugly people...
I feel like it's been a pretty big come up for like amateur ventriloquists.
I mean, I look great at work every day now.
Yeah, you get to cover that up. But it's like, what if your face was like your teeth were like the best part of the face? And like, you don't get to show that off. And like, what if you just have ugly ass eyes? And they were like, the alligators can hold their breath underwater for this long. And that brought my next thought was like, well, how do you know exactly how long an alligator can hold its breath unless you've actually drowned an alligator, or like you just basically were waterboarding an alligator by just holding it underwater for a certain period of time? Like did they drown a bunch of like animals trying to figure out how long they can hold their breath underwater at some point? Because I know with humans, it's like, oh, I'm going to go underwater and just hold my breath. And then when it's time, like when I realize it's over, I just got to come back up. But it's like, you can't trust an alligator to give you an accurate reading on that. Did you just grab alligators at a certain point?
No, because the alligator would eat you. They have this thing called death roll, and you can't get out of it. No, it's just, no, like sharks and stuff, they tag them in the ear or, back, because sharks don't have ears. And it's got GPS on it, so it'll show how long they're underwater and when they come back up to surface and stuff.
But like that, just because it's like how long they were underwater, like you could come up and just come chill for a little bit. Like he could come scout to see if he wanted some food. It's not because he needs air. He could just be coming up to do other stuff. So like you can't 100%.
But they average the times out. Like if it's constantly like, they know a lot of the time they're down there for 40 minutes. And really, they don't go longer than that. You can tell, like, all right, this is about the max.
I feel like animals were drowned, though, in some sort of study like this at some point, right?
Pass the Gravy podcast.
Are harpoon guns water guns? You use them to, like, shoot stuff in the ocean. They are used in the water. Therefore, I think we could classify them as water guns. Not pro killing whales or anything here.
I gotta go.
I'm just thinking about it. A harpoon gun is, and largely from what I've seen on television and film, has been used in the ocean or on the water.
They're used near water. I think for it to be a water gun, water has to be part of the process in some way.
You have to be on the water to use it.
You don't have to be on the water to use it.
You're shooting something in the water.
I've seen plenty of movies and stuff where they use harpoons on dry land.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yep.
That's
there you go.
So I don't know why that was the first one, but I think we should consider it.
I get it, but I'm gonna be on the side of no on this one. I don't think it counts.
Are they water gun adjacent?
No,
I think
they're just used. They're just mainly used near water.
I feel like a harpoon gun is like a water gun's cooler cousin.
No, a water gun's cooler cousin is a water cannon. One of those big bastards that they'll.
But that's still a water gun, right? A
Yeah,
water cannon is
but
still a water gun.
But it's a cannon. Actually, no, it's a cannon. It's not a gun. Would you say
Cannon
an
is
actual
like a type of a gun? It's just
Would
like
you-
an old tiny.
No,
gun.
it's artillery. It's water artillery. Because you wouldn't say an actual cannon is a gun. No, it's a fucking cannon.
I think I would consider cannons like in the gun category.
Weapon category, not gun category.
I mean, it shoots.
So does my dick. Doesn't make it a gun.
No, with that attitude, it doesn't.
I
don't know. I feel like the
respect
harpoon
question.
gun is the gun that shows up at like a water gun family function. It's smoking cigarettes. You're like, dude, this guy, look at this dude over here. He's out here fucking slicing through whales or whatever else you shoot with a harpoon gun. And yeah, this guy is a badass out there. We're just squirting all around the backyard. It's out there, you know, doing the Lord's work. Hunting.
I think it's more of the neighbor to the water gun. Like, yeah, they're near each other and they interact from time to time, but it's not, you know, they're not part of the family.
Could it be a stepbrother?
I'm gonna stick with neighbor.
Do you guys know what Cologuard is?
Kind of. I've heard
It's
of it.
like you like shit in a box and send it back and they can check you for like colon cancer. I think it's so like they can test to see if like you have anything wrong with you. I think it's for like colon cancer. I think you can do it instead of like a prostate exam. Maybe I'm not 100% sure, but I know that like the commercials it's like a little the little box and it's just like, hey, you know, you can send a sample in yourself. We'll mail it to you in a discreet box. Well, there's a guy on the floor below me that has had a Cologuard box sitting outside of his house. Now, I don't know about you, but if I can recognize the Cologuard logo, that's not as discreet of a box as they advertise on the fucking thing, which now just makes me think like, has that guy had a box of shit just sitting on his door? Like, I don't know if that was the going to him box or if this was the him shipping it back box.
He like put it outside thinking they were going to come pick it up and then went out of town.
Or like the mailman's just like, bro, I'm not fucking picking that up. Like, I know
I'm
what's
not
in
picking
that.
up a box of shit, man.
It's got the logo. Like, like they always say, like with those Romans and like all of those erectile dysfunction ones, it's like, we'll send it to you in discreet packaging. Discreet packaging is not the logo of the company that advertises a fuck ton on TV and radio. So like, I mean, I'm not judging that guy. It's good on him or her for, you know, getting everything checked out. You know, you want to make sure that you're safe and you're healthy and stuff. And that's the right thing to do. It's just awkward to be like, basically like, I figured it would have just been like a brown box, you know, like you shit in a bag, put it in a brown box, it's done, you know, and then you mail it out. But it's weird that it's just got the CG on it. And I guess like if you didn't know what the logo was, you wouldn't know, but I do. So it's like, that's the box you shit in. I think eating in the bed is gross.
Couldn't be me. Did it 2 nights ago.
You eat in the
crackers.
bed. There's
crackers.
That's the worst. Chips, especially anything that could crumb up. Like, what the fuck, Pat? Don't eat in bed.
I'm not going to say I've never had crumbs in there when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I get
usually if you do. There's no way to not get crumbs.
That's not true. It hasn't happened in a long time. Like I said, the other day I ate.
You just don't see them.
Sour cream and onion chips, and like you know those like packages of six crackers with like the cheese in between them. No crumbs in the morning.
That's not true.
Because I'm good.
Definitely
I'm good at not making crumbs when I eat because I'm fat and I refuse to waste anything.
No, because crackers basically just they're just falling apart the second you open them. No matter what.
Not if you take them out carefully and pop the whole cracker in your mouth. Like if you take a bite
out
of a cracker,
you're not because you're too lazy to even get out of your bed to fucking eat them. No, so I don't think you're going to be that careful with them when you're eating them. No, you like eating in bed is gross. Eating in bed.
I got out of bed to get them and then went back into bed.
Just stand in the kitchen and eat your goddamn food, and then go to bed. Go get in your bed. Like beds are for sleeping and watching TV. They're not for eating.
Beds are for everything. Beds are for everything.
Hard disagree, and I do judge people that eat in bed. I do.
That's fine. Now a sandwich, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't do it. I think I'd make more crumbs with a sandwich than with a crumbly cracker.
Like breakfast in bed,
like if it's from a kid to like a parent, like whatever, that's a pass. You get that because it's like cool. Like for Mother's Day and stuff, okay, whatever, dude. I'll give you a pass on that. People that just like if you just get a box of cookies and you're just watching your shows in bed, just munching on those, like get out of your bed and go sit on the fucking couch like a normal person and don't
No, the
fucking
bed's more comfortable.
eat. And the bed is not where you eat.
It's
It would
it's
have
the most
chairs in it.
comfortable
It would have
place.
chairs in it.
It's the most comfortable place. Obviously, why else would you sleep there if it wasn't more comfortable than your couch? And what's better? There's a term called comfort food, Alex. Bring me some fried chicken and gravy. I'll eat that in bed. Fuck off.
Ew.
Holla, holla, pass the gravy podcast.
You think you could kill a guy with a punt?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the end of receiving that. For example, today at practice, I broke straight through our kicking net.
That's pretty sick.
So, I wouldn't want to be trying
good.
to cop. Yeah, I know. I was pretty proud of myself doing that. Fortunately, it's the last week, so we don't need it too much more. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the end of a ball getting kicked to the side of my head from myself.
Okay, so I'm going to say that's a yes. He doesn't want to say it, but like he could definitely kill a man with a punt. Ryan, you were the holder of the year this year.
Yes.
So like, did you ever like in practice try to Lucy from Peanuts the ball, like just yank it up at the last second?
That would be a bad idea. I'm cool with our current kickers, so I wouldn't do him like that, but it would be funny. I don't know if Coach Keeler would appreciate that.
Maybe just like once though, like that's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
What do you think would be like the hardest object ever to catch? Like not just a football, like but they're snapping it to you. Like if it, like what animal do you think? Like somebody would you catch a snake? You think you could get a snake down and get kicked off in time?
First off, I hate snakes, so I don't know.
You're gonna play, but for the team though,
I don't know if that would be my line of work. If I had to catch a snake. As a joke though, you were talking about animals. One time, my girlfriend, she has a Yorkie, and I convinced her to throw me her Yorkie, and I placed it like a football. So I guess I can do a dog.
Okay.
And maybe one day I'll get to try a snake.
Cody, do you think you would be a better wide receiver than Air Bud Golden receiver?
He's got some pretty crazy bunnies. He might have me on the jump balls, but
he's got speed on you for sure.
He's got speed on me, but I don't know if he's got the knowledge. He might not know the game like I do.
That's true.
He doesn't have thumbs either. So
right,
he's got no thumbs.
That movie seemed flawed in the fact that he was able to pull in that many catches with just
no thumbs is a pretty big game changer in my opinion.
So I think I would give you the edge, but the only thing is like I'm not going to try and tackle a dog. If I was guarding you and then there's also a dog, like I was like, oh look at what's a dog on the field for? So I feel like then oh shit, he burned me. And now he's 20 yards downfield. If he can catch that ball in his mouth, he's gone.
Yeah, he might be a lot more injury prone though. What do you think he weighs?
That's a good call. And like I don't know how many. Like I don't think they have pads fitted for a dog. So I think I would give you the edge over the dog skills wise for sure. But I don't know about coverage because the coverage is going to be very distracted if you're guarding a dog. Imagine just lining up against a dog all day. It's like this is what we watch film for a week. That's a fucking like a canine. Okay.
The speed and the bunnies he'd probably have on me, but no thumbs. That's tough. That's that's a significant disadvantage.
I think we should maybe move away from referees with flags. And this could eventually be adopted into the NFL, I think. But hear me out. What is better than like seeing a yellow flag getting thrown across the field? It's like, okay, what? Like you didn't see it maybe, then you have to wait till like the little flag icon comes down on the screen. It says, oh, flag on the play. There's nothing worse. You see your guy run a kickback and then he scores a touchdown on a punt return or whatever. And then you see like they're celebrating 2 seconds later, you see the flag icon pop up because you didn't see the flag get thrown. What we should do to avoid that from happening, have them have flare guns instead of flags. You're not going to miss a flare. Just, yep,
Flare on the play. Yeah, I know that. I can just stop running if it's a hole. Like, I think it's way more badass. Also, a flare gun. Like, you're gonna notice that. When the penalty is a penalty that's occurring. You can't be like, I didn't see the flag. You're gonna always know. And
I think flare
that would be badass. Confetti too. Maybe that is a backup.
I was gonna say I think flare is the way to go, but two possible substitutes for that: Roman candles. So, like, if you miss the first one, 6 more are coming out of there. You're bound to see one of them. Or if like every ref just carried like a firework mortar. So like if it happens, you got to shoot up. You got to, and a gigantic firework goes off in the stadium. Because these are all going to be open air stadiums, so it'll be fine.
And I mean, let me see where is the TSL? They play 4 teams play at Rice Stadium, and then the other 4 play at Lucas Oil. So that actually I think is a indoor stadium, so maybe not the best idea. But
okay, so maybe Roman candles.
They
Roman
have
candles
to be
because they don't go too high.
Roofs. Yeah, you can put some like flame retardant stuff up on the roof.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think flares go pretty high, so I think that has maybe in Rice we
they
do
shoot
flares.
Fireworks in stadiums all the time.
But do they do it in the indoor ones?
Yeah, because it's always like smoky, and like the Georgia Dome when they would do that shit,
That's true.
Monday Night Football, you'd come in, it'd be all smoked up. Yeah.
But I don't think they send super high ones, though, do they?
I mean, we just get the lesser ones.
We'll have the science nerds figure out what kind of flare.
We're the ideas guys, not the execution guys. But I think a flare gun would look cool. One, you're going to make the officials feel like they're more powerful. So, like people aren't going to be talking shit to the officials as much. Because, like, that guy's got a holster with a fucking flare gun on it.
I just picture now.
It probably wouldn't kill you, but I don't want a flare getting shot at me. No, thank you. I think it's about time we just get rid of wind. Like, wind is kind of stupid when you think about it. Like, fuck wind.
I don't know.
Unless you're a sailor.
I like the elements in sports.
Unless you're a sailor on a boat.
Yeah.
Like, wind is pretty shitty. Or wind turbines. Okay, there's actually a lot of uses for wind.
I
but
was gonna say,
a lot of them are bad.
A sailboat is probably
hurricanes.
Like, fuck you.
Hurricanes are awful. And that's wind. Tornadoes. No, thank you. I think wind has done more harm than it has good. And we need to teach wind to fuck off when it needs to. We haven't held wind in check as much as we should. I'm team anti-wind. We're anti-wind. This is an anti-wind podcast. Fuck wind.
No, it's not. I'm down for
wind, dude.
So if you don't like wind, you don't like snow flurries either? You don't want snow football?
Just drop it. Just drop it. I don't want wind. I don't want any wind involved. You don't have to have wind to have snow. You have to have a temperature.
Wind is cool, man.
I think wind's a little overrated, dude. Like,
wind turbines.
It shows up. Like, you really only hear about wind when it's fucking shit up now. Let's cancel wind.
No, wind is one of the elements. Do you not remember Captain Planet?
Yeah, I do. And wind was the dumbest one.
Okay, but without wind, we can't have Captain Planet. So you want polluters to win. That's what you just said.
I mean, if Captain Planet was going to save the planet, he would have done it by now. And last I checked, they're bitching at Elon Musk for not doing it. So I think Elon Musk is the real Captain Planet. And that's the one I'm going to root for instead of some made-up cartoon guy.
You root for Captain Industrialist. That's who you root for.
Or Captain Insano. That's what I root for.
Actually, I would. If there was a Captain Industrialist, I would probably.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, fuck the rainforest, man. Build another factory.
Let's just chill out. I'm done with wind. All right. I had an idea last night. And it was a pretty brilliant idea, if I do say so myself. So I was watching Bob's Burgers, and it was the free ice cream scoop day, and everybody wanted to get ice cream. And I was like, I've worked at places that served ice cream before, and you have the behind the counter, they have the little glass thing, and you have the little tubs that you scoop it out of. You know what else you have? You could do that with easily is mashed potatoes. Why don't we have a mashed potato shop or parlor or whatever it is? I feel like it's the same concept. It's just dinner.
Yeah, and here's what the haters will say: oh, nobody's gonna get a hot scoop of mashed potato on a hot day. Well, same thing. Nobody's gonna get a cold scoop of ice cream on a cold day. You flip it during the
But
season.
they do though. Or you have a
But I'm
hybrid.
saying
You have
you
an ice
have it
cream
seasonal.
and mashed potato
That's what I'm saying.
place.
Depending on the temperature, that's what you're doing. Some days, I mean, think about it. You're walking down the street, it's cold as shit. Get a nice hot cup of mashed potatoes, some chives,
Maybe a cone, maybe a mashed potato cone, so you can just eat it on the go. Who knows? I'm just saying, dude.
Here's the
Think
thing.
about it.
I don't. If you're gonna do the cone needs to be edible, and I don't know what would be the edible cone for mashed potatoes.
It's just a fucking ice cream cone, dude.
No,
Just
because
bread
you want
to hold it.
No, maybe you could do a bread. But see, like an ice cream cone is like sugary and crispy. You don't really want that with your mashed potato. I say you just do a cup. That way you can set it down. Here's the thing. Actually, I think we just talked through this. You definitely want the cup because mashed potatoes can be heavy and they can fill you up, and you want to be able to set it down and just relax.
Well,
and not
but the brilliance of that is ice cream shop, cone and cup. We have options. You get your options. Then you have the very pricey bacon cone you could charge them a premium for. But people are also, I'm sure the skeptics out there are also saying, hey, Alex, but they don't have as many different flavors of mashed potato as they do ice cream. Well, I did my research. Don't worry. I'm not like the person that goes on Shark Tank and just gets ripped to shreds. I have options for you. Could I interest you in perhaps just, some regular mashed potatoes, garlic mashed potato, twice baked mashed potatoes, buttermilk, cauliflower for those of you that you're watching your health. The buttermilk, bacon and cheese, bacon and chives. And what about toppings? Yeah, you can put chives, bacon bits, all of that other stuff, extra cheese. Just sprinkle that on in there. What else do you want on your mashed potatoes? They could do like marble slab, throw it up on a little thing. I feel like mashed potato ice cream shops should be a real thing. Like we are underutilizing mashed potatoes in this world. We need to make a thing like this. We watch a lot of hockey, and I feel like more sports should have ice included in it. Not necessarily like all the time, but like tennis you have a grass court, you have a clay court, you got the regular court. Why don't they have an ice court? It's a different surface. Just figure it out. You can walk in tennis shoes on ice, just like that would just change it up a little bit. I'd like to see a NASCAR race on some ice. And it's not like on a pond or anything where it could be dangerous. It's just like a rink, but you just turn like I don't know how to do it. It's doable, I'm sure, though. It's 2021. Like, you can do anything. But like a NASCAR race on ice would be sick.
Hurdles. That'd be funny.
Yeah, track and field. Because they have indoor track.
Hilarious.
They could just do ice track. It seems like there's so much more potential, and like you could just kind of put a different spin on other stuff. And it's like, yeah, just once a year, let us have a tennis tournament it's got like ice there. Like that's
brilliant idea. American Gladiators on ice.
It like really to add ice, it makes it slipperier. You have the element of slippery. Adds any like it makes everything better. Like if you told me like if I was like basketball would be better if you just put like Crisco on the court. Yes, it would be.
Dude, I'm just picturing the final part
basketball
of American
on ice.
Gladiators when they're trying to run and like get behind there and avoid the tennis ball cannons. They're on ice doing that, and like the dude just like propels and slides himself across the ground to like get past it. Or like when they're doing the I don't know, hitting each other with the stick thing. I don't know what you call that, but they're on an ice beam instead.
That would be tight, wouldn't it? And I also would like to put like a rule in place where if you're an NHL team and an NBA team that share the same arena, that like we should put in place like a rule that like say 3 times a year you have to play on the other one's like court or surface. So like, let me think. The Pistons and the Red Wings share the Little Caesars arena. So like 3 games a year, the Red Wings got to play on just like hardwood court.
Or just playing roller hockey?
No, with skates, like ice skates. It's just gotta be. It's a little fucked, but like figure it out, boys. You got 3 of these games. It's just as equal for the other team. And then the Pistons have to play 3 games on ice. But like the basketball set, like the court is set up. It's just on ice.
Boxing probably on ice would be tight. Where like they can't just go to the ground and fight. Like they have to throw hands.
Baseball.
But nobody ever has even footing.
Because you would just not get any grip. Like
That'd be pretty funny to watch.
I mean, a guy takes 2 steps and goes into his slide.
You'd slide off the base all the time.
You would never even get a lead off because you would want to be able to like push off the base.
We should just start like an ice sports league where it's every sport, but with ice involved instead.
It's going to be very hard to do in Houston.
Hear me out.
Let's save the Astrodome.
Turn it into an ice palace. Done.
Astrodome.
Done.
Nailed it.
Done. You're welcome, America. We just put the Astrodome together, and it's just got all kinds of things. The events change by the week. Hey, we got ice basketball going down this week, but next weekend, if you come by, we got ice horse racing. Actually, I don't want ice horse racing because if the horses got hurt, they'd have to put them down. I don't want that to happen. So I take that back. Every sport besides horse racing.
Ice dirt truck rallies.
Monster ice
trucks on ice.
Yeah.
Like the wheels are spinning, just kicking up ice all over the crowd. And it's like the fucking SeaWorld splash zone.
You had me at Astrodome.
Yeah.
And I think we should just leave it there because that's a great enough idea. And like, we're not going to get rid of the asbestos. We just got to get a cool guy that like looks at like the guy that gives the building approval. He's like, yeah, they didn't enough to fix it.
The cold will take care of the asbestos.
The cold, right? Because you can't get asbestos poisoning in cold.
You can't. The cold kills.
I've never known anybody in Alaska to have asbestos poisoning or anything like that. Not that I know anybody in Alaska, but I have never known anybody in Alaska or, you know what, St. Petersburg, Russia, for all that much. I've never known anybody from either of those places where it is very cold and icy that has ever had any issues with asbestos.
Fact.
And if I haven't heard of that, then yeah, I can't. So if I can't name anybody, then I would assume nobody can name anybody. So
makes you think.
Great idea. Astrodome coming soon.
We just got to get the funding together. We're very close.
Back on the Ed Emmett train for him saving the dome so many times. This is what you were waiting for, Ed. Things are turning around. The Gravy Gang's figured out how to save the Astrodome. Now, we don't really know how to like remodel it or anything, but just ice is involved. Make it cold.
Yeah.
And then to make extra money, we can store food like meat for butchers and shit. Done.
Or just for us.
Or for us, but also like
more meat for us.
Let butchers lease it, and then
we'll work with the Houston Food Bank.
Exactly, and we'll give some to the food bank. Done.
Tax write-offs.
Done. Fucking guys, we're gonna
be
so rich. We're gonna be so rich. I can't wait. Just install windshield wipers on all windows, and you're never gonna have to wash a window again. How great is it? How great of an idea is that? How perfect would that be? You never have to get window. Like you see those guys that are going to like these like huge skyscrapers and being window washers on those scaffolding. Like just have a fucking like a little windshield washer and you're gold.
You understand that windshield wipers don't hit the corners of the window, right?
Well, I mean, we can make some tweaks. Like these aren't going to be going down freeways and stuff.
Also, what happens when the wiper blade wears out?
Well, then you get your windshield wiper guy to go clean it or to go change it.
So you send a guy up the side of the building to go start changing out all these.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it as often. You don't have to do it as often.
I think you will because they're going to wear out at different rates. So you always have to have a guy on call. Basically, every day you're going to do it. Or you could just hire a guy one time to go through and wash all of your windows like once every week. Instead of basically every day having them come out there.
That's a lot of washing. I think you do it every day. You just have a switch, and it goes back and forth, and then boom, you're done.
Until
we really don't
one
look
of them
out of
wears
the whole
out.
window. We don't look out of the whole window when you really think about it. Like we only look out of parts of windows, and like that's all we really need is just that line of sight. So even if it wasn't the whole window, I think it still provides a pretty solid option to washing windows. When I become a homeowner, I'm definitely going to put windshield wipers on the outside of my windows.
I want to support you in these crazy ideas you have, but also I feel like it's my obligation to stop these bad ones.
Shit on every idea I ever have.
I don't want you to waste your money on something like this because I'm scared you're actually going to do it.
How long have they been awesome for fucking cars? Like they revolutionized cars. Now we're going to revolutionize the window washing game.
I feel like you're not even realizing how much money it's going to cost to install these.
It's a stick and a
stick.
little mini motor thing and a switch.
And yeah, and you have
Nailed
to
it.
wire all of that together
No,
to a
you
central
don't.
location. So you want each one to have
Dude,
its own switch.
I have lights in my house that I can just go boop on my phone. Robert has them too. We could just sync it to like an app on your phone and then it's the windshield wiper app and boom. Done. All right, cool. I gotta wash these windows. I got a company coming over. Go to the app and they do the little water squirt and boom, you're done. Cool. All right. Put the app away. Put your phone in your pocket. You're done. Company comes over. Wow, your windows, they're so clean. How?
So you're also adding the water? I thought you were just adding the wipers.
Well, I mean that way you wouldn't have to do anything. You have to have the wiper fluid. Yeah, that's one more thing you have to change. It takes maintenance, okay? But it's less maintenance overall.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
No, it's a great idea. All right. And when I have a house with windshield wipers on the windows, they would just be called window wipers. Obviously, that'll be what I brand them as, window wipers. When I have a house like that, y'all aren't invited to look out of any of the windows. Don't you look out of any windows at all. A bean bag with real beans in it. Like you can sit on it and then you have a flat. Already you hate on it. You haven't even heard it. You open, there's a flap on it. You can eat beans out of it, so it's refillable.
Why don't I just bring some
I promise
beans?
it's a serious idea. I don't know why I'm laughing. You're just making me laugh because you immediately shot it down. But like,
you're just trying to piss me off first thing.
You could sit in the thing you're eating beans out of. That's awesome.
You know what? I don't know if I'm pissed off yet, but I'm definitely ticked off.
Back to the bean bag idea. Bean bags with beans in them it's just to think how fun it'd be to go to a baseball game. Hey boys, you want to go halvesies on a bean bag? I can't even say it. It's a terrible idea.
Because you can't go to anywhere with it.
I can't say it with a straight face.
Yeah, fuck you. You're just hey, let's go to this sporting event where they have chairs, but instead let's buy a giant container of beans.
It's like a souvenir chair. It would be like say you go to an Astros game. It's an Astros looking bean bag. And it's a bean bag. It's like a water bed. Whatever they make water beds out of, we just make that for the bean bag, the bean.
What kind of beans are we talking?
You choose your own. That's the beauty of it.
Oh no, I don't.
Like they have a bean bar in the stadium, and you're like, do we want churro beans? Do we want refried? Do we want black beans?
Don't want black beans. You're just gonna smash them. You definitely don't want lima beans either. No, I think you would have to go refried, but yeah, also fuck you. It's just stupid. You're stupid. It's a bad idea.
You could just sit in a chair and eat beans out of it, and then you're done, and it's a reusable chair. You go fill it back up with more beans. It's a great idea.
Of all of your bad ideas, that's the worst one. Like that really is the mountaintop of bad Alex ideas.
The little business idea I had was ashtrays, buying cheap ashtrays and call them pistache trays for people that eat pistachios. Because you always want to put your pistachios in like, it's either like an old cup or something. But like, I think we could just market them only to pistachio eaters, like old people. And like, you know, some like old people home in Florida, these guys just playing cards outside, eating their pistachios. You can put them on the table, but if you had pistache trays, I think there's a market there for them.
So I think what we want to do with this is we want to go to HEB. We want to go to like a Total Wine and More Specs, you know, places that sell pistachios, and try and get them to put our product in there right next to pistachio. Yeah. Like, or if they sell it as a bundle, like, because that's the only way we're going to sell it.
And really what I'm trying to also say is like, we just buy really, really cheap, like just bulk ashtrays, like plastic ashtrays on like Amazon or something. And then we just put our sticker on them and call them like Pass the Gravy Pistache trays.
I mean, also because if they're really cheap, then, you know, when they break, they got to buy more. But also this is confusing me, or not confusing me, but distracting me, because every time you say it, I think you're saying ashtrays, like
pistache
tray. No, but like, I'm not even hearing the ash in it anymore. My brain just keeps thinking that you're saying ass trays. And that's all I can hear now, and it's really distracting me.
It seems more of like a you thing.
It's definitely me, definitely a me thing, but something's going on in my brain where all I hear is ashtrays.
Pass the Gravy podcast.
Do you think superheroes originally wore capes to cover up the zipper on the back of their costume? Like they probably had zippers and they were like, it looks way doper if we just have a cape.
Well, I mean, the capes were drawn on originally. Like superheroes came from comics, man.
But also, like, could the person be like, well, how are they going to get in that? I think this goes deeper, you know?
I like to think that superheroes just had great fashion. It's like, I'm going to look dope kicking your ass in a cape.
But like, you had to, like, how would you get out of the like outfit? You just like slide it up?
Oh, it's
like
very stretchy spandex. They basically like have to like roll it down to their toes to get out of it, and then like roll it up over their body, basically like a body condom.
It seems like that would be problematic because like a superhero should be able to move efficiently and quickly. And like, what if you have to poop? Like it shouldn't be like a one piece, you know? Like you got to take it all. Like, it's like a romper. You got to undo the whole thing and get naked to go poop.
Yeah,
that's not efficient.
Maybe not for you.
Tell me that like our superheroes are not that efficient at like having to poop on the go.
They're superheroes. I think they can handle taking off a onesie.
That seems like a lot of work.
I'm gonna say no zippers. They just capes look dope.
Robert,
no zippers.
I think y'all are wrong. Do superheroes keep their identities secret because they don't want to get sued for property damage?
You know, they always say it's to protect those around them, but I think that might be it.
I think we don't talk enough about like property damage that superheroes cause. Because a lot of times you're like, dude, you just took like, yes, we stopped this one guy, but at what cost? You took down City Hall, 3 other buildings you just flew through. The Batmobile has ruined countless buildings. Like, I would say superheroes cost way more money than they save.
Well, but they save lives.
True.
And you can't put a price tag on a life.
That's like, I guess you can't. But it's
I
how many buildings do you get to just fuck up before like, all right, dude, can we not do that next time?
You know, that makes sense because the only one that just lets his identity be out there is Tony Stark. And he's so fucking rich and has robots that'll just like fly over to the building and fix it like right after the damage happens.
There's so much stuff that's just like fucked up. Like it's like blown up and just like lost because like how many cars did people lose because Batman was driving erratically chasing after the Joker? Like at what point do we just get Batman a goddamn helicopter and tell him to fucking chase you that way? I think at a certain point, like, yeah, I get it. You're saving lives, but like, we gotta say like, if you're being unnecessary with what you're like, did you need to throw the guy into the 3rd building that you threw him through the wall for? Like, did you need that? Or could you have stopped after the 2nd one? It seems like it broke his back.
You want to talk about real property damage? Superman. The dude flies through buildings and takes down
that
buildings.
guy just did not fucking care. Do you think that flower shops make more money because bad stuff happens or because good stuff happens? Like you get flowers for people like apologies, you know, you fucked up with your girl, you bring her flowers, you send flowers when somebody passes away or when a family member passes away. You even put it like on a dead body, you take it to cemeteries. Like that's a lot of sad stuff, but you also like just give your girl flowers, or some dudes do just cuz, you know, or like I don't know, The Bachelor is kind of hit and miss on like that's a flower that's like it's good for some people, but it's bad for others. Like, do you think flower shops profit more on happiness or sadness?
Happiness. Because not only like, yeah, you're forgetting people that just buy flowers because they like flowers and like put it in their garden and shit. That's the biggest portion of it.
Fuck yeah, I guess.
It's not just boyfriends trying to get laid or trying to get forgiveness.
I feel like I gotta go against you guys though. I feel like it's death. I think like deaths and sadness and like apologies, there's a lot of those. And like if you ever go to like certain people's funerals, like everybody sends flowers. Like, hey, we can't come to your funeral, or we can't come to so and so's funeral, but like here are some roses we sent, or here are some begonias. I'm trying to think of flowers off the top of my head, and I don't know any.
Begonia, by the way.
Daffodils.
What were you gonna
and
say,
the
Robert?
lions.
But they're like weddings, like holidays, graduations,
Birthdays.
like plays. You know, people are always throwing flowers.
That is true.
On
I didn't think about
stage
plays.
or afterwards. Yeah.
What percentage of flowers do you think is used like for plays? Like
A very
5%?
small percent. No, way
And
less than that.
I think that like if you think of like every play I've ever seen, there's
0.05.
flowers at some point.
Not a lot of them.
I mean, I haven't, but like I would say like at least 90% of the plays I've been to, somebody threw flowers at the end.
I'm still gonna say more often than not, it's happy and not sad.
Pass the gravy, bitch.
What color came first?
Damn, that's a good one. What color came first? I'm gonna
Black
say
or white, but
because space is black, and before there was the big boom, there was just nothing, and it was darkness, and
the
then
end of the sun to light things up, right?
and then boom. So black was the first color.
But then there's gonna be the hardos, like the color hardos out there. They're like, oh yeah, well, black and white are just it's every color or the absence of color.
Exactly.
So okay, black, white,
Black.
those are the first two colors. We got that.
No,
And
black's
then
the first color.
Black is the first. Then I would say white.
Yes, because the blinding light of that first Big Bang, it would have been so bright that it was just a flash of white.
Robert, what like those would hold up to you, right? You can see black and white, so we're good on that. My question though is black, obviously, and then white. Then what is the next color? Like, what was the third color?
I'm gonna say green, just because green's the best color. So there we go.
I would say blue. The sky was blue.
The sky is actually purple.
Okay, well, it looks. Shut up. You're being a color hardo. All right.
I did a report on that in the first grade.
I think blue.
I'm gonna say
Robert,
green.
what color? Robert, you really needed to settle this for us. What color came third? Black, then white, then what? 'Cause that's the real color, you know?
Pink.
You dick.
What makes you say that?
Because I was I looked ahead and I saw this article from the Smithsonian that said that pink was the first life color.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. It sounds scientific enough.
It was very sciencey, and I
that.
didn't read past the headline.
It's one of those where like you don't even understand half the words, and you're like, I don't know what this means, but I'm gonna go with whatever their conclusion is because they seem very smart. So based on that, I guess pink was the third color. Does the alphabet really need to be in that order?
Yes, because I've already learned it and I'm not fucking relearning it.
I was going to say, no, it doesn't, but we already wrote the song for it. If there was not already a song written for the alphabet the way that it is, I think we could change it up.
I mean, I'm on board with that, but just the order is the order.
Would you change it up like to the keyboard? Because I would.
Oh.
The QWERTYUIOPAS.
That would be the other order, but it's not, you know.
Because they wrote the song.
What we have now is the standard, and as Mike Tomlin taught us, the standard is the standard.
Standard is the standard. The alphabet needs to be in that order, I think, solely based on the song. And you can write a remix version of the song. It's just not going to be the same. Whoever wrote that was a genius. Them and whoever wrote Happy Birthday, probably the two greatest written songs of all time.
Holla, holla, pass the gravy podcast.
I feel like the clock is ticking on like archaeologists and paleontologists, because at a certain point we're going to just have found everything or it's going to be gone, right? Like, how many dinosaur bones are there to be found yet? I mean, there's definitely some.
A lot.
But at a certain point, like, we're going to find all of them. Wouldn't you think?
No, we won't. No, we won't find all of them.
I feel like if we dig enough, we'd find them.
The Earth is too big. You can't search every last inch of Earth.
Somebody could.
Who?
Somebody that never died.
I fucking hate you so goddamn much.
So there you go.
No, man, those are like two of the coolest things you can be as a scientist, as archaeologist and paleontologist.
I'm not saying they're not
like actual
tight.
cool shit.
I'm just saying, like, it's like Do you think anybody's going into the field of paleontology like that much anymore?
Yes.
You don't really hear about it. Like, this guy's a brand new paleontologist, up and comer.
It's because we don't talk to smart people. We talk to each other.
That's also very true.
That's a good point.
I think we're not going to have any more stuff to discover at a certain point, I feel like, or it will be way like less. So it's just going to be like an oversaturated field at a point.
I don't think it's
how
going to
many
be
more places
oversaturated.
in Egypt are we going to keep finding? We kind of already found a lot of them. Yeah, every now and then. Oh, hey, there's a tomb here. This is wild.
There's a big one we still got to find, though, man. We're still searching for Atlantis, baby.
Why haven't we?
That's a whole nother
thing. I
thing.
don't believe it. It's not a thing, though, is it? No.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the Trojan Horse where we were like, I don't know if it's true or not.
Oh, Atlantis was real, bro.
Atlantis,
you say Plato? You call Plato a liar? Call Plato a liar?
Old.
He was right about a lot of shit.
It was like a mythological thing.
Now, did they have flying cars and shit? No.
Well, they wouldn't, because it would have been underwater.
Well, no, it got sank. At the time that everyone knew about it, it was above water. It was just super advanced, more advanced than everybody else.
I guess I just thought it was a mermaid colony. What was that? I don't know. A colony for fish. Do you think horses are just confused all the time?
No.
Like racehorses kind of know what they're doing, but like not so much nowadays, because I guess like they all just serve like a similar purpose from whatever they're doing most of the time. But like, what about like war horses? Like, you're just like, what the fuck happened? This guy just fell off of me. Am I free now? There's stuff being shot at me. What do I do? Like, that would be confusing as shit. What if you were a jousting horse?
I mean, the horses, they just...
You know what the fuck's going on anytime somebody hops on you, like, where are we going? What is this? I'd be terrified. They got to be constantly afraid.
No, I think horses are just, they're pretty peaceful. They just go with the flow. They are completely in the moment. They don't worry about what's coming next, what's coming later. They're like, oh, there's some grass. I'm going to eat it. Oh, there's a guy on my back kicking me. Let's fucking run. They're just psyched to be there. Unless you walk behind them, and then they're like, fuck you, and they kick the shit out of you.
I just feel like they got to be afraid all the time. Like, you don't know what you're going into.
Maybe if there's like a thunderstorm, they're scared. Like dogs. Some scared, some not. No, I think horses are pretty chill animals.
Okay, I guess Robert, do you agree with me at all? Like, wouldn't it be weird if you like somebody's just like, Robert, we're going here today? And you're like, oh, whoa, okay. Just like drive. You're just a chauffeur that has no idea where you're going.
No, they're just chill. They just, like Pat said, they just go with the flow. They're not confused.
Get kicked and hit. They have spurs to kick the horse.
They get prodded and they get directed. I wouldn't say kicked and hit.
And they know where to go. They're not like, what was that? What was that? What am I doing? No, they go. So I'm not confused. They make a decision right there. Like, okay, that means go.
Does poison become more poisonous or less poisonous after its expiration date?
Oh, less. It's losing. I mean, it's got an expiration date for a reason. It's losing its potency. Can poison sour? I mean, the whole point of poison is that it's poisonous. After the expiration date, it has to lose its poisonosity.
That's a good word. I like that word.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, because to me, it's like, it's poison, dude. Like, what's it going to do? Get stinky? Like, is the poison going to get sour? And then it's like, oh, no, now it's just smelly poison. It's still poison.
I mean, it loses its potency.
But remember, what was it? Wolf of Wall Street? I know it wasn't poison. It was pills. And they took the, what were the pills they took?
Quaaludes.
They took the Quaaludes, but they were like expired Quaaludes, and they just kicked in late. And then they like kicked in super hard, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe that's it. I think that's probably a good comparison. Yeah, I guess it doesn't lose its potency. It just takes longer to take effect.
Fine wine only gets better with age. Does a poison only get more poisonous with age?
But does wine have an expiration date? In this exercise, respect the exercise. In this exercise, the poison has an expiration date. But I think, like you said, with the Quaaludes, it's still powerful.
It may not function the way you wanted it to function. Is pretty much what it is. It has its own. It'll kick in whenever it feels like it.
It takes longer to kick in.
Underground is where fish live, right? They live underground. Yes, they live underwater, but underwater is underground, right?
No. Under sea level or underwater, not
The
underground.
sea level is like I don't know, dude. I feel like under the ground is where water is.
No.
You're in the ocean, you're underground, bro.
No, the ocean is on top of the ground. It just goes really deep. Now, the only time you can say that is if there's like an underwater cave and the fish is inside of that, then then that is technically underground and underwater. But no, just the ocean is not underground.
I don't know
because it's not
it's
not under any ground.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like, if I go to the ocean, if I go to Galveston and I just keep on walking, I'll be underwater at a certain point and I'll be below the ground, which would make me underground, right?
No. You're confusing below and under.
You can still be above ground, but also underground because I'm above some ground, but I'm under other ground.
No, you have to be actually like the ground has to be on top of you for you to be underground because you're underneath it.
I feel like fish live underground. I just think that I think normalize calling fish underground creatures.
No. I love you, buddy, but no.
I just think
you're outvoted on this.
Just let it simmer for a little bit, and I think you're gonna come back to it and be like,
enough. It's already
right,
at a
Alex.
boil. We're past the simmer.
Fish do live underground, all right?
No.
So there was a lady holding a sign on day 1 of the French Open, and she took out a rider. Now, to be fair, she wasn't in the street, but her sign was. And also, you want to be called an athlete, all you guys that are cycling all the time and all this stuff. And I know this is, I'm getting into some dangerous waters here, but like, don't tell me you're an athlete if a cardboard sign takes you out. You know, if Saquon Barkley was running down the sidelines and one of those play cards that a coach had was just sticking out, even if it was an opposing coach, and Saquon Barkley just went down, I'd be like, what the fuck, Saquon? Don't be a little bitch. Get up. And it's like, okay, well, they're on a bike and it's really dead. And this is like, don't tell me you're an elite athlete if cardboard takes you out. And also, if you watch a fucking Olympic runner, where do they have to run through? Ticker tape. They have to run through that little stripe at the end. That's a little bit less than cardboard.
I get where you're going, but it's not even remotely the
Don't
same thing.
tell me you're an athlete when you got beaten down by cardboard, bro.
You run into something, you swerve a little bit, they're all tightly
Play a real
packed, you
sport.
hit the guy next to you.
Go back to your
tumble.
peloton.
Salem in 1692. The original cancel culture?
Yes. No.
No.
They thought you were a witch and they just burned you.
No.
Europe, dog. Europe's been canceling and murdering people for many years. You ever heard of the Black Plague?
We do a segment here called "What Would Jesus Do?" You could argue that was cancel culture.
Jesus got canceled pretty hard.
Jesus did get canceled.
Unjustly canceled, but he got canceled pretty hard. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Well.
Spin it this way.
hold on,
America's original cancel culture.
No. Jamestown.
When was Jamestown?
We had a settlement there, and then it got wiped off the map, and nobody ever knows what happened to it. The next time we send another crew across the ocean, yeah, they all died. We know that for sure.
But we don't know how. They might have just left. They didn't cancel themselves.
I mean,
I don't think that.
If you want to go to America, you have to go to the early pioneer days when, like, not every tribe that we met was happy to see us, and either we killed them or they killed us. That's canceling. That's the ultimate form of canceling. But I'm gonna go with it's Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say okay. Jesus definitely is more.
Well, actually, I could go before that. Noah's Ark. That's the original cancel. Human race was fucking up, and God goes, "Nope, Noah, load up some animals. Everyone else fucking dies." Noah's Ark.
Like,
I think is the original cancel culture.
Gonna get canceled was the animals, and it's like we can't cancel animals.
Yeah, God was like, everybody else is gonna die. Noah, build a fucking boat. I'm choosing you.
The meteor canceling out the dinosaurs.
Was that
That's
before? Was that before? Yeah, meteor was the original cancel culture.
Well,
It was
no,
just Swift, and it was like a ban. That was like a Twitter ban.
That wasn't a culture. That was a natural disaster.
Dinosaurs don't have a culture, Pat. Wow.
Yeah. No, I will say
Wow.
that was a natural
How
disaster.
dare you
That was an
talk about
unavoidable
dinosaurs like they have
environmental event. There was nothing that the dinosaurs did that caused the meteor to hit them. Human race being fuckheads and God saying, you're all fucking canceled. Noah build a boat. That's the first cancel culture.
It's a solid argument, but I am gonna go with Robert. And
No,
say
the dinosaurs didn't do anything to be canceled.
Like the dinosaurs were probably saying a bunch of problematic shit, and like they're probably like inciting like an insurrection against like
against who? Other
period.
dinosaurs?
The Jurassic period was trying to like surmount an insurrection against the Triassic period, and the media was like, "Nope, gotta squash this. Y'all are all done."
Pretty sure there were many millions of years apart from each other, but okay.
They're still trying to cancel the other one. So then the media is like, banned, done, it's over with.
It's the arc.
Over. I think dinosaurs for sure.
What the fuck is dry cleaning?
They clean it in a dry way.
I don't understand. Like, this is dirty.
I mean, I'm
like, all right, we're not gonna wash it, but it's gonna be clean.
That's honestly, you could tell me that you would dry clean my clothes every single time, and like just press it, and I would assume that you dry cleaned it. I do not.
I don't know what pressing it means.
Pressing it like where you get like wrinkles out. Like if you like, I have one white dress shirt that I wear to like weddings and stuff, and it's like at the bottom of my dirty clothes until I have to go to another wedding or any formal event. And then I'm like, I'm going to go get it dry cleaned for like $4 or whatever it costs.
No, you just throw that bitch in the dryer for 20 minutes. That's what I do.
But I always feel like it's cleaner if somebody else does it. And then like you get it in the little bag on the hanger. And it's like,
I don't need
this
it cleaner. I just need it clean.
But it is very possible they just,
there's no wrinkles. That's all you
I have
need.
like a steamer that you can get wrinkles out. And I feel like they could just do that with a big steamer. And it's like dry clean, done.
Like we used to go get my dad. Like I remember being with my mom in the car, going to pick up my dad's suits and stuff from the dry cleaner. I'm not that kind of adult that has clothes that need to be dry cleaned, so I don't even understand what it is.
Right. Yeah. I always would go with my dad too. But yeah, dude, I have no idea what dry cleaning is.
No.
That could be a business where they are really just putting it on the hanger, moving it around like the rack. Because, if you go inside, they do have the rack and like everybody's got all their clothes on it. Like, just have one of those and be like, yep, it's around. Done. Put it like have half of it's just a steam room. And then it comes out and they're like, yep, you're done. You can come pick up your dry cleaning.
How much does it cost to do dry cleaning? You said you do that one white shirt. How much does that cost?
I feel like it's not expensive. Not to get like one or two things.
I always assume it's expensive.
Me too. That's why I've never even thought about it.
I want to say mine were like when I just get the dress shirt, it's like $5 maybe.
So what you're saying is they're all like money laundering for drugs, because otherwise how are they making a profit?
So yeah, dry cleaning.
On that note,
how does it work?